When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Berwick High School Marching Ensemble entertaining the crowd here at Crestwood Field prior to high school football this evening. The Comets of Crestwood against the Bulldogs of Berwick. Here's the starting lineup offensively for Crestwood. At a wide receiver, we'll see number 40, Nick Grosek. He is a 5'7", 150-pound junior, 6 receptions so far in the season for 31 yards. We'll also see a lot of him at the running back spot, where he has 23 carries, averaging over 6 yards a carry, and has scored 3 rushing touchdowns. The left tackle is number 52, Ethan Van Gordon. He is 6'2", 270 pounds, a senior. At the left guard, number 58, John O'Boyle, 6'3", 258, a senior. Kevin Frisbee starts at center. He is 6'2", 265 pounds, a junior. The right guard is number 60, Adam Gagaris. He is 5'10", 205 pounds, a junior. And the right tackle is number 72, Sean Foley, 6'5", 250 pounds, a junior. So with the exception of Gagaris, who just goes 205, very good size offensive front for Crestwood. 270, 258, 265, 250. Leading receiver for this team is number 11, Brandon Brozina. He is 5'10", 170 pounds, a senior. He is 5th in the Wyoming Valley Conference with 14 catches for 182 yards. We'll also see number 13, Kevin Klusowitz. He's a 5'9", 140-pound senior speedster. He was the star of the victory over Wyoming area, a 55-yard touchdown run from a jet sweep in the fourth quarter. Gave the Comets that come from behind 21-18 win over Wyoming area. He has carried the ball 9 times for 110 yards and a touchdown. He's also caught 9 passes for 63 yards and an additional score. The quarterback is number 2, Chase Passman. A year ago when Berwick went to Mountaintop, neither team had their starting quarterback. Jared Marshman was out for Berwick. Lance Bloss was out for Crestwood. Chase Passman moved in. He threw only 3 passes in that game. This season as the full-time starter, the 5'10", 145-pound junior averaging over 20 attempts a game, and he's doing well, completing 64% of his passes for 401 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. He also carries the ball quite a bit, 41 carries for 105 yards. That's just 2.8 yards carry, but that can be deceiving because in high school football, the sacks are figured in to the rushing statistics. The leading rusher for this team, actually the second leading rusher, is the tailback Patrick Rother. He wears number 9. He's 5'6", 170 pounds, a junior. He has 28 carries for 133 yards and a touchdown, averaging 4.8 yards a carry. I mentioned earlier, Nick Grosek is another running back, less carries than Rother, but more yardage, averaging 6.5 yards a carry. The fullbacks, we'll see a couple. Number 34, Jimmy Curry, 5'11", 170, a junior, and number 33, David Winton, a 5'10", 157-pound junior. Another wide receiver worth mentioning is Brandon Naminsky. He wears number 1. He's the biggest of the wide receivers at 6'2", 190 pounds, a junior. 8 catches on the season for 90 yards and 2 touchdowns. That is the starting lineup offensively for the Comets of Crestwood under head coach Greg Myers. They come in 2-1. They are 4th in the Wyoming Valley Conference in total offense, 305.3 yards per game. Now for the Bulldogs of Berwick. At the tight end, number 11, Joe Norse. He is 6'3", 185 pounds, a senior, 2 catches on the season for 38 yards. Ben Peck starts at left tackle. He wears number 72. He is 6'3", 251 pounds, a junior. Andy mentioned the switch earlier. Noah Craig, who has been the starting center for this team, moves to the left guard position. He's 6', 246, a sophomore. And Tom Monaco moves into the starting center position, 6'3", 284, a senior. Mike Zolutko is the right guard. He wears number 71, 6'1", 264, a sophomore. And the right tackle, number 70, Chase Struthers, 6'3", 294, a senior. The leading receiver for this team is Damon Beckhorn. He wears number 14. He is a 6', 181-pound senior. 11 receptions on the season for 139 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also carried the ball on back-to-back times in the fourth quarter on Berwick's last possession of the game to win that game. A 44-yard run followed by an 8-yard touchdown run on the season. 7 carries, 69 yards, and a touchdown. The quarterback is number 2, Alex Force, 6'2", 162, a junior, forced into that starting position with the July injury to Jared Marshman. And Force was outstanding through the first 2 weeks of the season and then struggled last week in West Pittston against Wyoming area. It was just 4 for 16 in that game for 30 yards and gained only 12 yards on 9 carries. So Bulldogs hoping that Alex Force can get back to the form that he showed in those first 2 wins over Hazleton area and Dallas. The leading rusher on this team is Evan Klinger. In fact, he is 5th in the Wyoming Valley Conference with 285 yards and 2 touchdowns. Klinger is a 5'10", 175-pound senior, coming off a career-best 137 yards on 19 carries against Wyoming area. We'll also see number 39, Owen Shoemaker, who has 30 carries for 134 yards and a touchdown. When Berwick does employ a fullback, it'll be either number 42, Eric Montez, 6'1", 195, a sophomore, or number 44, Joey Lynn, a 5'11", 216-pound junior. In addition to Damon Beckhorn, Bulldogs have a number of wide receivers to choose from. Tegan Wilk, Denver Knorr, Justin Robbins, and Jared Watts, number 13, a 5'10", 167-pound senior, who has 6 catches for 82 yards. That is the starting lineup. Offensively for the Bulldogs under Frank Sheptock in his second season as head coach, they come in with a perfect 3-0 record. Nothing special about their offense as far as the stats go. 9th in scoring in the Wyoming Valley Conference, 6th in rushing, 8th in passing, and 7th overall. They have yet to really get that offense going, and yet they've been so good in the other 2 areas that they do come in with that 3-0 record. Berwick against Crestwood, keys to tonight's game. Andy Lickney.
Well, defense and offense. Berwick has to look what they need to do defensively, and I think the priority is going to be to stop the spread offense. Historically with Crestwood, they've seen the single wing, an old-time football look that was hard to prepare for. But this time they're going more with the spread. They feel they have a lot of speed. That's showing in their numbers. They put it all out there wide, sometimes with an empty backfield, sometimes a singleton running back. And often they like to throw it, try to get people man-on-man. Berwick's going to have to come up with one-on-one tackles. And that's a challenge when people do have the speed. Do they lock on onto the wide receivers? You know, they have great corners, good safeties, and if you go empty, you still need a linebacker on somebody unless you're in the nickel look. But if you do that and one man breaks a tackle, there's no one behind it. You play a zone that's a little bit tighter so you can pursue to the ball. But do they get into a rhythm and take you on the short passing game? So Frank Sheptock's going to have to mix up his different looks, come with different type of pressures, and try to take this spread game away. And as you mentioned, Jim, they run rather effectively out of it, whether it's Pat Rother, Nick Grossick, or the quarterback, Jake Passman. They all have the ability to run, and with everything spread out, they can find open field. I think they want to be aware of that single wing. I'm sure they looked at it some in practice. What do you do if they go with all those people in the backfield, and keep an eye on who's going to get the ball and how to play it? But it's not a major part of this team this year. Defending the pass is tricky, and you're going to look at that and focus on that, but you can't ignore the run. Crestwood is rushing for 171 yards a game, and that's a healthy running game. Those are good numbers. But Berwick has been stuffing the run, giving up less than 60 yards a game, which is unbelievable defense against the ground game. Berwick running onto the field, as people may guess. I think when you look at Berwick offensively, first they have to settle down. And they had a very frustrating game, a lot of flags, and people get shaken up. You know, you feel that you're not going to ever establish a drive, get a continuity, get the rhythm. You're always at second and long, third and even longer. But you got to settle down, play your game. If you settle yourself down, you can avoid some of those very frustrating penalties that do ruffle people at key positions. I think the other thing that helps the team settle down is establish the running game. And Berwick has a great running game, 160 yards a game, led by the running of Evan Klinger. Owen Shoemaker is a strong runner behind it. I think Alex Forrest should get involved in the mix. He had a very frustrating game last week, and I remember from the George Curry days, he liked to get that quarterback take a shot or two. It gets you into the flow of things. You don't have to think as much. More of the natural ability comes out, and he himself is a fine runner. So establish that running game, get yourself settled down, and I think things should go Berwick's way as the captains are meeting at midfield.
The officiating crew for this game, talking with those captains now. Harry Caskey is the referee. The umpire is Robert Jones. Jack Jones is the linesman. The line judge is Hayden White. Dan Novricki is the side judge, and the field judge is Chris Barnick.
One thing they're going to have to talk to the quarterbacks about, and both coaches, the 25-second clocks, the timing clock between plays, they're out. It was out to our left, it was up to our right, but what they'll do is they'll neutralize it. Neither team gets the advantage. So the quarterbacks have to be aware and watch the back judge, see when his hand goes up and they know they're 5 yards away.
Berwick against Crestwood. We'll be back with the kickoff. You're listening to Bulldogs football and Classic Rock 103.5.
Hogs Hollow Saloon is the place to get the area's most popular barbecue. All house smoked daily. Smoked pulled pork, ribs, beef brisket, jumbo wings, chicken, and more. Hogs Hollow Saloon is bringing entertainment back to the area 3 nights a week. National tribute bands, local bands, and Wednesday night open mics. Inside dining, outdoor dining on the deck, entertainment inside and out. Be sure to grab the area's original Orange Crush. Hogs Hollow Saloon, Route 93 between Berwick and Orangeville. Check them out on Facebook.
As a community bank, First Columbia Bank and Trust knows the value of helping our young people dream, excel, and reach their goals. For more than 118 years, First Columbia has been committed to helping our communities prosper and our youth succeed. We're proud to invest in our youth through athletics, the arts, and education. First Columbia Bank and Trust, every step of the way.
Your hometown bank, the first place to go for your big-time plans. Together we'll grow every step of the way. First Columbia Bank.
103.5, the Classic Rock Channel.
There's never been a better time to get Showtime from MetroCast. With Showtime, you can watch all of your favorites wherever and whenever. Watch all new seasons of hit series like Ray Donovan and the hilarious episodes. Stream shows like Shameless wherever with Showtime Anytime. Or catch up whenever with Showtime On Demand. Both free with your Showtime subscription. Right now, get Showtime for just $8.99 per month for 12 months when you sign up for a new MetroCast bundle. Choose from MetroCast Video and Internet for as low as $99.95 per month for 6 months. Or get MetroCast VIP, advanced video, internet, and phone for as low as $129.95 per month for 6 months. Plus free installation. 2 great ways to save with MetroCast and Showtime. No contracts, no cancellation fees. Satisfaction guaranteed. Call 1-888-METRO-16 or visit MetroCast.com for details. MetroCast begins with me. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptock. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton, 103.5.
Berwick won the toss in this one, and they elected to take the football. It's a little unusual. Most teams defer to the second half. The Bulldogs want to get that offense out, get it going, and see if they can get off to a good start. We've talked so much about Berwick's defensive stats on the season. One of the things, they have not given up a single point in the opening quarter of any of the first 3 games. Boy, that kind of sets the tone for the rest of the game.
Most certainly does. Of course, we've seen how strong the defense has been throughout the game. They've done a great job. They're only allowing 10 points a game. None in the first quarter, as you mentioned.
And boy, when you put Evan Klinger, Damon Beckhorn, and Tegan Wilk deep to receive a kickoff, there's no good options for the opposing team. I mean, whichever one of the 3 gets it is a threat.
Very, very explosive back there. Often, as a coach, you look where the star is, where the dangerous man who can take it to the house. no, you can't kick away from anyone back there. You got to do your best.
And it's not Damon Beckhorn, but Alex Parks joining Evan Klinger, who's in the middle, and Tegan Wilk on the other side of him. Tegan Wilk, 4 returns in the kicking game and averaging over 30 yards a return. And, of course, it was his 75-yard punt return touchdown that gave Berwick the spark they needed in that win a week ago. So we're just about set to go. Berwick will be moving from our left to our right. Wearing the blue jerseys, white helmets, white pants, white trim. For Crestwood, white jerseys, white pants, red numerals, helmets and trim. Garrett Swank kicks a low line drive, fielded on the line drive by one of the up men, Eric Montez, and returns to the 45-yard line. So
good hands.
It was. That ball kicked very, very hard, and Crestwood elected to not go deep against Berwick's dangerous return men. And it will give Berwick good field position at their own 45, going against the Crestwood 4-4 that lines up this way. In the front 4, Adam Gagaris, Ryan Black, Sean O'Rourke, and Sean Foley. Inside linebackers, Jeff Schmoody and Matt Turpak. Outside, Patrick Rother and Owen Grigas. The corners, Nate Slajewski and Michael Macri. Kevin Klusewitz is the safety. 1st and 10 Berwick at their own 45-yard line. Out of the gun. Alex Force gives the ball to Evan Klinger. He's got running over midfield to the 40, to the 35, the 30, down the sideline, 25, 20, breaks the tackle and gets in for the touchdown. Berwick scores on their first play from scrimmage, 55 yards for Evan Klinger.
Nothing real tricky, rather vanilla play. Kevin Klinger, singleton back, takes it from the quarterback in shotgun, who then fakes the pass, but it wasn't a very deceptive action. Comes off the right side. Near the line of scrimmage, one little shifty move outside. Makes one man miss, and that's all he had to do. Then it was a question of speed, and he outran the angles of pursuit. Stiff arm to a man around the 10-yard line who made a diving attempt at him. Couldn't get him.
Longest run of Evan Klinger's career, and now Ken Marshman will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Evan Klinger as the Bulldogs strike 13 seconds into this game. Snap is good. Placement's good. Kick is good. Timeout on the field. 11:47 to go, opening quarter. Berwick 7. Crestwood nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
When you need the services of a professional law firm, you need the law offices of Lutz & Petty at 916 West Front Street in Berwick. Lutz & Petty is your hometown choice for elder law and asset protection, criminal law, estate planning, real estate, and personal injury. The full-service legal team of Lutz & Petty takes this opportunity to wish the Berwick Bulldogs a successful and injury-free season. Call them at 570-218-4888. The law offices of Lutz & Petty, protecting you. Go Dogs!
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Dynamic start for Berwick. First play from scrimmage, a 55-yard touchdown run by Evan Klinger off the right side. And the Bulldogs, after the Ken Marshman extra point, lead 7-0, just 13 seconds into this game. 3 players deep for Crestwood as Marshman, following his extra point, will kick off. And the kick is high and deep and right at the goal line. On the return, up the left side, and some running room over the 30 to the 35, still on his feet over the 40 and forced out of bounds across the way at the 45-yard line.
Klusewitz, Jim, number 13, getting it going down that far side. He had good blocking, got a lane, brought it into his bench area before being pushed out of bounds, approaching midfield.
And that is a 47-yard return by Kevin Klusewitz. And Crestwood trailing 7-0 in the early going with good field position. As they get ready to go, we'll set that Berwick defense after this first play from scrimmage. Passman will operate out of the gun. Grosick comes in motion, takes the handoffs, tries to sweep the right side, spins out to midfield. Berwick defensively across the front, Joe Norris, Tom Monaco, J.J. Snyder the nose, then Peck and Jimmy LeGrand. The linebackers, Noah Craig, the senior, and Joey Lynn. The corners, Damon Beckhorn and Alex Parks. Evan Klinger and Tegan Wilk are the safeties.
Nose guard J.J. Snyder, great pursuit. And Ryan Lawbaugh with great contain, keep that to a 2.5-yard run.
So Lawbaugh is in that secondary. We'll have to see who he's replacing as the call goes to Passman, the quarterback, straight ahead, and he gets very little. Brought down right about the line of scrimmage.
Lawbaugh is at a corner, but they might be looking at a nickel type of look because of this spread formation rather than their standard type of defensive alignment.
Yeah, they've got 5 defensive backs in there for this 3rd down and 6. The ball just over midfield in Berwick territory. Slot to the left side. Honor rolls past the big pass rush. He's going to be sacked back at the 42-yard line. David Beckhorn coming from the corner made the initial hit, got away from him, but Jimmy LeGrand wraps him up back at the 43. The punt team will come on.
Yeah, great pressure. They called the cornerback blitz, came hard from the right. While the quarterback was knocked off balance, he had the chance of perhaps regaining that and not going down. You mentioned Jimmy LeGrand, who's been playing superb football in there to mop up.
Brandon Brosina back to do the punting. Adam Gagaris with the snap. The kick is away. A beautiful kick. Very, very high and deep, and a fair catch by Tegan Wilk back at the Berwick 23-yard line. The Bulldogs will get it with 9:54 to go in the opening quarter, and they lead Crestwood 7-0.
Yeah, take a breath after that very exciting start. Long drive, line drive kick right at the face of Eric Montez, who caught it and turned into a runner very nicely. And then one play into it, Evan Klinger explodes for the 55-yard touchdown burst. You know, they took the football rather than deferring to the second half, and Evan Klinger said, Coach, you made the right choice.
So Berwick 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line. Moving from our left to our right in this opening quarter, a slot to the right side. Force out of the pistol with Evan Klinger behind him. Klinger gets the call and gets just 2 this time out to the 25-yard line. Patrick Rother in on the stop for the Comets. It'll be 2nd down and 8 Berwick.
Nowhere really to go. We wanted to take it over center. It was stuffed up, tried to bend it a little to the right. The defense was there. Little bit of a lane. They'll give him a long yard, maybe 2.
Tom Monaco in his first start as center. With a good snap, the call goes to Klinger again. Evan Klinger into the secondary, running over people, gets out to the 33, very close to a 1st down. Strong run by Evan Klinger.
Yeah, his own fullback, Joe Lynn, got in there and couldn't find anyone to hit, and then Evan Klinger had to run over him to make it happen. Coughlin had great success running the football last week for 245 yards. Berwick wants to get the same type of push.
9 yards on the carry by Evan Klinger. 1st and 10, Berwick at the 34. Owen Shoemaker now is the running back. And Shoemaker gets the call straight ahead. He spins away from a tackler. He's into the secondary and has another Berwick 1st down over the 45 out to the 47. Patrick Rother makes the stop for the Comets.
First of about 12, again, straight up the middle, inside the tackle is where they wish to attack. Kept the fresh running back now with Owen Shoemaker, and she shows that he's no slouch when he can take that ball and run downhill.
13 yards on the carry, 1st and 10, Berwick from the 47. Shoemaker, the call again, straight up the gut this time. Good defense by the Comets. Grosick is the first one there. Nick Grosick making the stop at the 48. Just a yard there for Shoemaker. 2nd down and 9, Berwick at their own 48.
Turpek also coming up, so the linebackers playing it tough in the middle on that particular play.
And now Beckhorn will take the direct snap out of the Wildcat. As Alex Force, the quarterback, moves to a wide receiver position on the right. And Beckhorn fakes a handoff, keeps the football, and is brought down right about the line of scrimmage. Good defensive work. Good penetration by the Comets.
Yes, it was. It was Jeff Schmoody who got the penetration, came on up hard, caught the man in the backfield, and spun him to the ground.
3rd down and 9. Berwick, no gain on the keeper by Damon Beckhorn. So we'll see what the Bulldogs come up in this 3rd down situation. Tegan Wilkinson as a wide receiver to the left. Beckhorn wide to the right. Force out of the gun with Shoemaker to his left. 3rd and 9. Good snap. Force looks it over, fires a pass, incomplete. Too low for the intended receiver, Tegan Wilk, at the Crestwood 40, and the punt team will come on for Berwick.
Coverage wasn't bad. Wilk did have inside position, but I think Alex Force afraid of throwing it with the coverage near him. Put it down low where only he'd be able to scoop it, but a little too low for Tegan Wilk to even attempt the play.
4th and 9, Berwick. Alex Force will do the long snapping now, as Alex Sharkuski back to do the punting for the Bulldogs, standing back at his 34. Brandon Brozinski, Kevin Klusewitz deep for the Comets. A high snap. Sharkuski has to go back, get it. He does get the kick away. Comes up short, but a good effort on his part. It will roll dead at the 37-yard line. That has been a problem for Berwick. Snaps on punts, not so much place kicks, but on punts.
It's a longer snap. You want to make sure you get it there, and it did sail up over his head, but he took a step back as it came back a little slow, and with the jump was able to tip it back to himself. He had the poise to kick it. Last week I thought he ran maybe a little too soon as he ran to his left, but it's tough to punt that way. He got this one away.
15 yards on the punt. Crestwood's back to action as Passman's pass is caught by Naminsky for a first down over midfield to the Berwick 49-yard line as Alex Parks makes the stop. Most of these receivers diminutive for Crestwood, but not Naminsky. He's got good size at 6'2", 190 pounds. 13 yards in the pickup right to midfield, 1st and 10 Comets.
Ran a little comeback, ran the corner off at 15 and came back to about 13 to make the catch. Nice pass.
And the snap goes to Grosick. Grosick off the right side, tries to turn the corner. He stood up and advances for about 3 to the 47-yard line. Looked like the old single wing there as Grosick lined up alongside Passman. The snap went to Grosick. He picked up 3, 2nd and 7. Comets in Berwick territory for the first time in this opening quarter.
Yeah, with the quarterback, Passman, leading the blocking off the right side. They're able to use their quarterbacks in a lot of ways. Only 2 people in the backfield instead of the 4 that you would see in the true single wing.
4 wide receivers as Passman gets the snap and fires to the far side. Too high. He had Naminsky open at the 38. The ball sailed on him. So it's going to be a 3rd down and 7 for the Comets. 6:40 remaining in this opening quarter. Berwick leading 7-0. If you're just joining us, an electrifying 55-yard touchdown run by Berwick's Evan Klinger in the first play from scrimmage for the Bulldogs after the opening kickoff. And that's 7-0 lead. Now 3rd and 7. Crestwood for the first time in Berwick territory inside the 47. Jasmine has the snap, back to throw, looking long for Naminsky. Good coverage, going up and trying to make the interception, but it's incomplete. Incomplete. Coming down or trying to come down with it was Alex Parks. The ball hitting the turf. So 4th down, and a punt team will go on for the Comets. The ball played very, very well by Parks.
First 2 passes of the game were comeback routes. They'd run each corner off at about 15 and come back, and they had openings. So now the thought is, let's kind of show that comeback and then fake it and try to get deep. Alex Parks not fooled in position for the interception, but not awarded it there as it hits the ground.
Rosina back to do the punting. Line drive kick. Tegan Wilk at the 15-yard line, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, hit hard up to the 31-yard line. 16-yard return by Tegan Wilk.
Brandon Naminsky bringing him down, and probably better yardage than the interception would have netted. That was another 5 yards downfield with the interceptor on the ground. So with the punt, Berwick turns out to be a little bit better.
6:22 remaining in the opening quarter here at Crispin Field. Berwick 7 and Crestwood nothing. As we had a flag on the play, and it's a hold against Berwick on that return. Took a while to indicate that. They'll mark off against the Bulldogs. So they'll be back at their, let them
half the
walk
distance,
it off.
Yeah, you'll have to see where they do. Walk that.
12. So that's where Berwick will have it. 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
And they huddle with Frank Sheftock on the sideline, and then we'll come straight out to the ball, ready for play signal just given. Again, we don't have the 25-second clocks to watch. Quarterbacks and other observers like us will keep an eye on the back judge.
Normally not an issue with Berwick
No.
in their up-tempo style. As Force takes the snap, play action, back to throw, fires out of the backfield, has Eric Montez over the 20, out near the 22-yard line. So Montez with his first catch of the season. And they move the sticks as Force hits the tight end for 10 yards.
Saw Eric Montez prior to the game. I tried to get him to slide me some pizza a couple weeks ago, and he was fearful of doing it with the upperclassmen. I said, hey, I'll mention your name on radio a few times. Hey, I don't have to pretend to mention it. He's looked good.
He did there. Empty backfield now for Force. Shoemaker comes in motion, takes the handoff, tries to sweep the left side. Grosick wraps him up after a short gain of about 2 near the 24-yard line. Nick Grosick in the stop for Crestwood. A little bit of a different look there as Shoemaker lined up on a wing to the right, came in motion to the left and took the handoff. They're marking it closer to the 25. Give him 3, 2nd and 7.
Give him 16 on the game. Evan Klinger, 66, including that 55-yard touchdown burst.
Now Damon Beckhorn in the Wildcat, but flags fly. We mentioned that Berwick has really had a lot of problems in the penalty department. 12 each in the last 2 games, averaging 10 a game for the season. And there's our first one tonight, a little illegal procedure. Well, when you have a Damon Beckhorn ready to take a snap and exciting things can happen, you hate to start that way.
Yeah, you do. They took the penalty also on the punt return, Jim, which was basically a distance start further back. This one hurts down in distance, and that gets you out of your offensive rhythm, gets you out of the type of plays you really want to call.
5:21 remaining this opening quarter. Berwick, 2nd down and 12. Their own 25-yard line, play action. Force fires out of the backfield, has his man Jimmy LeGrand, and he's out to the 28-yard line. So we're seeing some people involved in the receiving game we have not seen to this point of the season. Eric Montez with his first catch, now Jimmy LeGrand with his. They pick up 8 on that play. It's going to be 3rd down and about 5.
Nice to see from the point of LeGrand, but not nice to see if you're keeping score and you start running out of lines to put the receivers under. Wasn't expecting Montez nor LeGrand to make catches. Here they are showing their stuff.
3rd down. Force back to throw. Fires a quick out to the far side. Has David Beckhorn. Breaks the tackle just enough to get out to the 35-yard line and a Berwick first down. 7 yards on the pickup. Alex Force to David Beckhorn.
Force looking very poised in his throwing. Comfortable. Knew where his receiver would be. Knew that Beckhorn would be open underneath. You have to give him that nice cushion. Slung it out there very comfortably. 3 of 4 passing now on the game.
1st and 10, Berwick from their own 35-yard line. Force with an empty backfield. Man in motion. That's Shoemaker. A fake to him. Alex Force will keep the football and will be brought down right in his tracks at the line of scrimmage, the 35-yard line.
And nothing happening on that play as Crestwood reacts very, very well. Berwick up-tempo, still making substitutions, but without a huddle. People go off, people come on. Look to the side for the formation and the play call.
2nd down and 10, Berwick from their own 35-yard line. Slot to the right. Force has the snap. Fakes to one man, gives to the second man, and again, nothing doing. Crestwood doing well against the run. As that time, as an empty backfield, they had Klinger on a wing to the left.
Yeah,
he faked to Shoemaker and gave to him, but they're going to mark it at the 34, actually lost a yard.
Yeah, scissors type of play. Twins left and twins right, but Klinger's left, but in almost like a wing. They tried to find an open seam, but it was stuffed up.
3rd and 11 Bulldogs. Alex Force has the shotgun snap. Big pass rush. Gets the pass away. Has Klinger open at midfield. Down the sideline to the 40. To the 35 to 30. Turns the corner and skip ropes down the sideline. Pushed out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Force, in the face of a big pass rush, gets the pass away to Evan Klinger, who was wide open and knew what to do with it.
You worry about the receivers who are out there immediately, and I'm not sure exactly where Evan Klinger came, either a wheel route from the backfield or sort of an out and up. But he was alone in the deep third of the field. Only the angle of the corner was able to run him and push him out of bounds.
47 yards on the reception. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Forced back to throw. Fires, has the man wide open. It's Joey Lynn. Add another new one to the receiving core.
Running out of line.
Lynn with his first catch. Montez with his first catch. Jimmy LeGrand with his first catch. Really mixing it up. That's a 10-yard pickup and a 1st and goal. Berwick at the 9-yard line trying to add to their 7-0 lead.
All of these new fellas are coming out of the fullback or H-back position.
The give is to Shoemaker. Owen Shoemaker off the right side has stood up. Very little gain on the play.
He saw it was going to be stood up, and they'd like him just to, put that shoulder down and drive that pile some. You don't always get the seam. He couldn't go really left or right. Choose the side, drop the shoulder, use your downhill power. He's a big, strong runner, and there a little too much deliberation.
2nd and goal. Berwick at the 9-yard line. Force looks to the sideline to get the play as Shoemaker to his left. In motion comes Tegan Wilk. He takes the handoff, tries to sweep the left side. It's defended well, but he makes a great cut. It gets in the end zone for a touchdown. Tegan Wilk in for the score from 9 yards out, and Berwick built the lead.
He's a special talent. He has that great speed. He was being chased from behind, and yet he had to slow down to make the first initial move. Cut it up inside, regained the speed around the 4-yard line, had to push a tackler beyond him. So a number of moves, 2 noticeable ones on that sort of end-around action that gives Berwick its 2nd touchdown.
Alex Forrest will do the long snapping. Evan Klinger ready to hold. Extra point attempt from Ken Marshman is up, and the kick is good. Time out on the field. 1:55 to go, first quarter. Berwick 14, Crestwood nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Home away from home boarding kennels in Berwick is a dream getaway for your dog when you are away. Home away from home boarding kennels offers on-site grooming, 19 air-conditioned kennels, and a fenced-in area for your dog to play. At Home Away from Home Boarding Kennels, there are no restrictions on size or weight of your dog. The only thing they ask is that all dogs have proof of updated vaccines, including kennel cough. Call 570-759-8181 to schedule your dog's dream vacation today. Home Away from Home Boarding Kennels is a proud supporter of the Berwick Bulldogs.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Ken Marshman will kick it off for the Bulldogs. An 88-yard drive and 10 plays for Berwick, with 3 receivers getting their first catch of the season. Marshman's kick will go to Klusowitz at the 5-yard line, to the 10, to the 15, tries to reverse his field, is cut down to 13-yard line.
Real nice tackle. Blaine Cleaver getting on down there as the man reversed his field. Said, you're not going to do that on me. Knocked the feet out from under him. Going back to that 88-yard drive, Jim, really nice play selection by the coaching staff. Nice game planning. They sensed that they'd be able to run people out of the backfield, and they did it with guys who you would expect to be blocking backs. Guys we don't keep on the receiver sheet. They came up big. And then Tegan Wilk, a very special talent on the end around.
Crestwood from their own 14-yard line. Passman gives the ball off and nothing doing.
Little inside reversing scissors action in there. But it was Joey Lynn stepped up into the hole, met him in the backfield, and brought him down.
They're marking it at the 13, so it's a 2nd down and 11 for Crestwood at their 13-yard line. Passman with Rother to his left. Passman back to throw. Looking long into traffic. The ball is picked off by Parks. Parks at the 35. Alex Parks to the 30. Looking for a block to the 25. spins down to the 23-yard line. Alex Parts with the pick. There is a flag down after the return, which was to the Crestwood 22-yard line.
Wonderful return. It was a question of which Berwick player would intercept. It was overthrown. The safety himself was backpedaling and could have waited it for it to come to him. But Parks attacked the football from his cornerback position here on the near side, took it and started down the left hash, reversed his field, made a nice run. Penalty, probably a blocking infraction against Berwick.
Actually, a personal foul against the Bulldogs. And again, not to belabor the point, but this is a team that has really racked up the penalties. This is their third this first quarter. They averaged 10 a game. In their last two, they've had 12 in each of the games.
Too high of a number. And I didn't see it, Jim, but you described it as a very late flag, sort of as they were unpiling or in the pile, not a blocking infraction.
No, it's personal foul. Yeah. So
inexcusable.
From the 38-yard line of Crestwood, Berwick with a 1st and 10 leading 14-0. 1 minute remaining in this opening quarter. Evan Klinger is the running back to the right of Alex Force. Back to throw is Force. He's looking long for Tegan Wilk. Makes an over-the-shoulder catch and is out of bounds near the 12-yard line. Beautiful over-the-shoulder grab and a nice throw by Force. Again, they got a good pass rush on him, and he stood in there and made a nice throw.
It was a big, beautiful throw. The question was, would Tegan Wilkes catch up to it? And then his soft hands just make the catch look so easy. I mean, it's almost like you could just see it, almost a professional look in the way that his hands react to that football.
26 yards on the reception. Berwick 1st and 10 at the Crestwood 12-yard line. Beckhorn out of the Wildcat. Give the ball to Evan Klinger. He's off the right side. He'll pick up some, but I think Berwick is going to be called for another penalty.
Tackled by Matt Chirpak in there. But yes, thrown by the referee, Matt Caskey, in the backfield. He's the one who had a clear view from behind of whatever the infraction is.
I thought Klinger got a little bit of a head start. Again, there's a little bit of a timing difference when you have a Damon Beckhorn back there calling the signals rather than the quarterback, Alex Force. And I suppose those things can happen. But
different voice on the cadence does change it up for the entire team. You're very right with that. It'll be an illegal motion. He started himself forward a little bit too soon. You like your running backs to be able to get that start. In fact, you like your entire team. You say, you're moving on the H of the hut. You want them to get that quickness and think that way. But they're, with the different cadence being called.
1st and 15 now for the Bulldogs at the Crestwood 17-yard line. Force out of the pistol. Fake to Klinger, fires a pass. Montez goes up, makes a great catch, breaks tackles, heads for the end zone, dives for the pylon, and he's got a touchdown! A spectacular play by Eric Montez, who not just to make the catch, but then to break the tackle and have the presence of mind to dive at that pylon.
He can eat that pizza himself. Great move. First he went high on the catch. Fake inside, froze the pass rush, but hands were up and the quarterback, Alex Force, had to get him over that. Forced the pass to be a little high. Montez coming out of the backfield after the fake, goes high, hits the sideline, makes a move or two, tight ropes the sideline. I'm watching the linesman to see if he stepped out of bounds, maintains, and then a dive to get in for the score.
Extra point attempt coming for Ken Marshman. 2 for 2 in this one. Snap, placement, kick is up, and the kick is good. Time on the field. 36.2 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Berwick 21, Crestwood nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Choose with confidence the medicine Medicine Shop.
At the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located at the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, caring goes beyond the prescriptions. Discover the one-on-one customer service and dedication that makes caring part of the culture at the Medicine Shop in Berwick. Stock up on everything you need to keep you and your family healthy all year long. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located on the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, where caring goes beyond the prescriptions.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Eric Montez is a sophomore for the Bulldogs of Berwick, 6'1", 195 pounds, playing tight end on offense. He just made a spectacular play, went up high and caught the pass from Alex Forrest, then broke a tackle or two, then made a dive for the pylon for a 17-yard touchdown as Berwick extends the lead over Crestwood to 21-0 with 36 seconds to go in the opening quarter here at Crispin Field. 15-yard personal foul call against Crestwood on the extra point. So Marshman will kick off from the Crestwood 45-yard line.
Could be an automatic touchback if he so chooses. The point is, if you can pop this up in the air high enough, somewhere inside the 10, might bury them in there.
There's the kick, and if Klusewitz were on Mulberry Street, he would have a shot at it. Otherwise, it is a touchback, and Crestwood will put the ball in play. Comets need to get something going offensively. Berwick looked very, very sharp at the offensive end, using a number of people they have not used in the passing game to this fourth week of the season.
One person they have used, though, and he's consistent with the passing game, is quarterback Alex Forrest. Jim, I have him as 6 of 7 in his completions for 108 yards, and we're still in the first quarter.
First and 10 for the Comets at their own 20-yard line. Moving from our right to our left, the direct snap comes to Grosick. Grosick tries the right side, and Nick Grosick will have a pretty good run on first down out near the 25-yard line. Grosick came into the game averaging 6.5 yards a carry through the first 3 games of the season for the Comets.
Get a long 4 on that as they sprint to the right side. You mentioned as you're in this sort of broken single wing look, the quarterback who's there can become blocker for him with the direct snap.
Second down and 6. Passman gets the snap. He's back to throw, and he fires the sideline, incomplete. There he nearly picked off. Ryan Lawbaugh did a nice job getting in front of the intended receiver at the 38-yard line.
He was in front and went high and got his fingertips on it. There was also a safety behind the receiver who would have been able to knock it out of the receiver's hands if it wasn't tipped there by Lawbaugh.
Third down and 6. Crestwood from their own 24-yard line. Slot to the left, slot to the right. Man in motion now. Fake to him. Passman will keep the football. He has some running room. Chase Passman brought down to the 29-yard line. Got some yardage, but well short of the first down yardage.
Yeah, R.J. Norse coming on in, seeing the play. Notices the quarterback going for it. 3rd and inches, Jim, as we have a player down on the field.
And I believe that is Chase Passman, the quarterback who ran that last play, as we have come to the end of the opening quarter. With the score, Berwick 21 and Crestwood nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
Ryan, technician with Safe Light Auto Glass.
So you think all auto glass companies are the same? Well, they're not. With Safe Light, you get more. Every windshield we replace is backed by a national lifetime guarantee, keeping you covered wherever you are. Plus, SafeLight has more glass in stock than anyone, so we can get to you faster.
Just tell your insurance company you want SafeLight, or call us at 1-800-800-2727, or go to safelight.com.
Berwick Bulldog football.
In the second quarter right now, Scranton Prep leads Dallas 7-0. In the first, Williamsport leads Wyoming Valley West 17-6. And Schicklin leads Selinsgrove 6-0 in the first. I'm Ben Willis, Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
It is Chase Passman, the quarterback for Crestwood, who is injured on his feet and going to the sideline. Meanwhile, when we start this second quarter, Berwick with a 21-0 lead. Crestwood has 4th down in inches, but the ball just short of their own 30-yard line. I don't know if you take a risk on a play like this, especially without your starting quarterback.
I'm wondering if the change of quarters would allow. It looked like he got the wind knocked out of him, Jim. And I know as a coach I would keep him down on the field, let him get his wind there while there's a stoppage in the play. I think the thing is, no matter who you have, if you come up short, you give Berwick a short field, you put this one out of reach immediately.
Garrett Swank, a sophomore, is the backup quarterback. He's in there, and they are not in punt formation.
Might jump to it. He does the kicking.
Swank.
He's trying to bark.
Yep, long count and looking to the sideline. And now Crestwood will use the timeout. Just wanted to see whether they could draw Berwick off. Now, if Passman is ready to go, of course, this would allow him to come back in on this play. Going to keep it right here during the timeout. Impressive first quarter for Berwick. 3 touchdowns. Evan Klinger, 55-yard run on the first play from scrimmage. Tegan Wilk, 9-yard run, capping a 10-play, 88-yard drive. And then Eric Montez with a catch and a tackle-breaking run into the end zone of 17 yards from Alex Force. Andy, Alex Force really struggled last Friday. 4 for 16, just 30 yards of passing. He needed to come out here and reestablish himself. He looked so good in the first 2 games. He's done just that.
Yeah, amazing. I said the numbers. 6 of 7 passing, 108 yards in the first quarter. And he looks poised. He looks comfortable with it. You know, you put in some nice play-action passes that are underneath the tight end or back out of the backfield. You also create a couple situations where you get receivers deep downfield, wide open. Put hands on the receivers we saw in Wilkes. We know David Beckhorn's ability. Yeah, he's regaining that confidence.
Brandon Brosina back to do the punting, standing back at the Crestwood 16-yard line, gets a good snap and gets the kick away. Nice kick. Beckhorn back at the Berwick 35-yard line to the 40, to the 45. David Beckhorn to midfield to the 45 and tripped up at the Crestwood 42-yard line. Good return by David Beckhorn. David Wint on the saving tackle for the Comets.
Yeah, David Wint was there. You know, sometimes you see a talent like Beckhorn touch the ball or Keegan Wilk touch the ball, and you might overplay things. You got to eventually go and get that guy, and David Wint did, while other people gave up their areas.
Berwick 1st and 10 at the Crestwood 41-yard line. 24 yards on the punt return by Damon Beckhorn. Berwick is really dynamic in the return game.
Oh, you can say that again. They block it well. They establish how they want to run it. But they also have that special talent. It seems almost every year you get 1, if not 2, naturals who can really catch that ball with ease and then the speed on the returns.
Well, let's see if they throw to Tom Monaco now. Everyone else has got it from the 41-yard line. Monaco will actually do the snapping for Force. Flag down in the play. Shoemaker gets the call, and he is hit and dropped for a loss of the play.
Real nice job by the linebacker, Jeff Schmoody. He was blitzing, but away from the play. He planted, followed it down the line, and caught Shoemaker. Flag is in Berwick's backfield. I didn't see movement, but they're a lot closer to it than I am.
It's a 2-yard loss if the penalty is declined. As Harry Caskey gives the signal and then points toward the Berwick sideline rather than a direction. Now we get it. It is declined. So it's going to be 2nd down and 12. Berwick at the Crestwood 43-yard line.
They want to keep pressuring, Jim. They don't want to ease up. They want to get this well out of reach while they have all this momentum.
Slot to the left side. Alex Force operates out of the gun. Shoemaker to his right. 2nd and long. Bad snap, but Force picks it up on a bounce and has a man wide open on the far side. It's Jared Watts. Inside the 15 to the 10, the 5, and in for a touchdown. So Force, after a low snap, picks it up on a bounce and finds Watts all alone on the far side. That goes 43 yards.
7th different receiver to make a catch here early in the second quarter. real nice. The snap came a little low, drug around the ground. He felt comfortable with the protection. Scooped it up, rolled a little bit to his right where he was expecting to throw. Found Jared Watts, not covered at all. And then he showed speed down the far sideline, wanting that pylon.
Ken Marshman, 3 for 3 at extra points in this game. Alex Force does the snapping, and Evan Klinger the hold. Flag down the play.
Well, I'll bet on a movement penalty. The question is who. It's an odd formation that Berwick likes to use. You want to protect the kicker's leg on the right, and they put an extra blocker there. But it's also short side. The center's only 2 in. They have a long side then to the left, and they don't really block it, and teams sometimes overload there, trying to outrace it. So Frank Sheptock, with his college experience, likes this formation. Always makes me a little tentative, thinking someone really quick may catch that. But no one really has been able to do it. Move it back, or will they? Which way are they going here, Jimmy?
Penalties against Crestwood. But Berwick's going to kick
Decline
it at any rate.
Stay right where you are. You've kicked from here all the time. Why change it?
Alex Force will do the long snapping. High snap. It goes to Marshman. Marshman will be tackled back at the 21-yard line, so they will never have an attempt on the extra point. Timeout on the field, 11:24 to go in the first half of play. The score, Berwick 27 and Crestwood nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Riverview Block of Berwick, with over 60 years of service, can handle all of your block and concrete needs. They carry all sizes of concrete and lightweight block. They have front-end discharge trucks for ready-mix concrete. Riverview Block also carries all masonry supplies, sand and gravel. For prompt delivery, call Riverview Block 752-7191. Riverview Block is proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptock. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Jim Doyle, Andy Lickney from Crestwood Field in Berwick. 11:24 to go in the first half. A half dominated by the Bulldogs of Berwick. They lead Crestwood by a score of 27-0.
7 different receivers touching the ball, Jim. Alex Force now 7 of 8 passing for 151 yards.
Force will kick it off. 3 people deep for the Comets. Patrick Rother in the center. The kick sails 5 yards into the end zone. Second touchback of the game for Ken Marshman, and Crestwood will put it in play. They've not gotten any offense going so far, but say what, this Berwick defense has played lights out through the first 4 weeks of the season. And by the way, they still have not given up a single point in the opening quarter of any game this season.
Quarterback change, Jim. That shot that Passman took is keeping him out. We're seeing Garrett Swank in there now.
Garrett Swank is a sophomore, 5'9", 140 pounds. Man in motion, right to left, and straight ahead on the give, and the gain will be negligible, about a yard on the play, as Patrick Rother got the call.
Joey Lynn stepping up from linebacker into that open seam, making a nice attack on the play, keeping Rother to just a yard.
Second down and 9 for Crestwood. For the 21, Swank takes the snap. The sophomore quarterback is back for his first throw. Fires at the last throw. It's picked up by Tegan Wilk. Wilk to the 15, 10-5, and he's in for a touchdown. Tegan Wilk picks it off. His 3rd interception of the season. This one is for a score from 25 yards out.
Well, they didn't make it easy on the young quarterback, Garrett Swank. First pass of his career, he had no numbers coming into this game. They roll him to his left, and he tries to find the receiver in traffic. Throws across his body. Tegan Wilk sees it, picks it off. takes it to the house.
Extra point attempt coming for Marshman. Last time Bulldogs tried one, there was a high snap sailing over the head of the holder, Evan Klinger, and went right to the place kicker, Ken Marshman.
And we got a whistle.
Well, these extra points have been problematic in this game. There's been a flag, I think, on every attempt.
Someone moved or someone got into the neutral zone or lined up in it. I didn't see it, but it's the linesman coming over and talking to Matt Caskey, who will announce it. Why is he looking up at the clock?
Or is he counting players?
Maybe, but
Yep.
But why would the linesman throw, unless he just saw the other guys did and he passed it on from them?
And Frank Sheptock's saying, just leave it there. Forget it ever happened.
Yeah, this is where you practice from. This is your automatic. Yard and a half's not making any difference unless you get an oddly blocked ball, and then you're just, going from a spot that's a little more awkward. They go for two, Jim. Catch that point they didn't get. You want to strive for the mercy rule, and you have that pretty automatic type of win then if you can get to 35. I don't think anyone knows what's going on right now. I think Frank Sheptock may take a timeout.
Well, he's got the regular personnel in there. Joe Norris checked in. Crestwood a little confused. They're getting people off the field as they will go for two and try to put this into a mercy rule early in the second quarter. Force out of the gun. Play action, spins, fires to the end zone, has his man for a 2-point conversion. Force on target to Joe Norris. 10:49 to go. First half, time out of the field. Berwick 35, Crestwood nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Yannick Real Estate is your full-service real estate agency. Buying, selling, residential, commercial, multifamily, land, and rental management. Call Yannick Real Estate. Owner Mike Yannick, a veteran himself, served his country and has been serving this area for decades. Mike and his staff will guide you through the real estate process. Veterans, be sure to check the VA loan options. Yannick Real Estate, your full-service real estate agency. 1232 West Front Street in Berwick. Call 759-3300.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptock. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Bulldogs of Berwick get a touchdown from their defensive unit. Keegan Wilk with his third interception of the season. This one returned for a score, 25 yards. Then they go for the 2-point conversion to put it at 35. 35-0 Berwick. Marshman's kick-off. Line drive, 6 yards deep in the end zone. His third touchback of this game. He had 3 against Dallas. For some reason, he likes kicking here at Crispin Field. Maybe it's because he does a lot of kicking here for the soccer team during the course of the week. If you're just joining us, we talked about his week, which included a 6-goal effort on Tuesday and a 4-goal effort on Thursday, and 2 wins for the Berwick soccer team over Wilkes-Barre GAR and Freeland MMI, and now getting it done on Friday night for the Bulldog football team. Crestwood, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Snap goes straight ahead to the quarterback Swank, and he is brought down right about the line of scrimmage.
Get him involved in the game. You're going to run him at some point. Let him feel the bumps, the pushes. Sometimes that helps shake the jitters away. No gain on the run.
This is a really tough situation. I mean, you're down by a bundle. Your starting quarterback, who's the leader of your offense, appears to be gone for the rest of the game.
I can't even find him on the sideline at this point, Jim.
As Grosick comes in motion, a high snap. Grosick takes the jet sweep call off the left side. Ben Peck gets him from behind, but not before he picks up 5 to the 25-yard line. 3rd down and 5 coming for Crestwood.
Nice pursuit by Ben Peck, though, for a big man to be able to chase from behind, catch him as he breaks upfield, and wrestle him down to the ground.
Yeah, Peck, a junior, 6'3", 251 pounds. Here's a 3rd down and 5. Crestwood from their own 25. Slot to the right, slot to the left. Swank, the sophomore quarterback, has the snap, tries to hand off. The ball is fumbled, and the running back gets back on it, back at the 18-yard line, where he's covered by Jimmy LeGrand. So it's a high snap, and then they tried to hand the ball to Klusowitz. It was not a clean handoff, and the punt team will come on for the Comets.
Yeah, Klusowitz is at full speed as he gets to the point where the quarterback has to hurry and get it in. He put it in his belly very nicely, but it sort of bounced off that belly.
Brandon Brezina will punt. Adam Gagaris with a good snap. The kick is away. Line drive kick. Evan Klinger at the 49-yard line to the 45, the 40, the 35, the 30, and down to the 25-yard line. 24-yard punt return by Evan Klinger. And Berwick gets it with 8:50 to go in the half, leading 35-0.
Brezina, the punter, with the tackle over on the far side. Berwick just fields them so comfortably and then gets to high speed just after a few steps. There, Aaron Klinger showed his ability to get down to the sideline. You wonder if it's even worth punting to Berwick.
So the Bulldogs with an opportunity to add what is already a 35-0 lead, as they have it at the Crestwood 25-yard line.
Is there a quarterback in there? Yes. Okay.
But that quarterback is wide to the right in Alex Force. So David Beckhorn is going to take the direct snap out of the Wildcat from the 25-yard line. Tegan Wilk wide to the left. Now some confusion on the part of Berwick, and they will use a timeout. 8:50 to go first half. Bulldogs lead Crestwood 35-0. You're listening to Berwick Football and Classic Rock 103.5.
Harry's Sporting Goods, a staple in downtown Berwick, in business for over 125 years. Harry's Sporting Goods carries a wide variety of sneakers and cleats, now featuring Brooks running shoes. Harry specializes in sneakers and seasonal sporting goods, but also carries work boots and name brands including Nike and Under Armour. Harry's Sporting Goods, keeping the tradition alive while keeping up in the new era. Visit them on Facebook or on West Front Street in Berwick. Harry's Sporting Goods, # you need new sneakers. Proud to support area sports teams.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
It's in all Berwick here tonight at Crispin Field. 8:50 remaining in the first half of play. 35-0 is the Bulldog lead over Crestwood. Following the Berwick timeout, Bulldogs have it at the Comet 25-yard line with a 1st and 10. Tegan Wilk is in as a slot receiver to the left. Now Montez shifts to a tight end position on the left. And Beckhorn out of the Wildcat has the snap, looking for room off the left side, turns the corner and ridden out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. So Beckhorn will pick up about 3 on the play. There is a flag down.
Didn't see where it was thrown. This is disappointing, though. You have the big lead. You have a mercy rule type of lead. And flags on the play. Could be on Crestwood, but
Where
it's
they
a little sloppy.
Really take their time calling these. I mean, it is slow beyond belief. I don't quite understand it.
Pointed against Berwick, but I think from the very end of the run is where we're going to see this marked. We'll see. Eric Montez, you mentioned he shifted from right to left, sort of a tight end H-back position. Gave the nice kick-out block that allowed David Beckhorn to run inside of him and make the initial yardage. Long penalty against Berwick. Take away a positive play.
And again, you just wonder when these penalties are really going to bite Berwick. They came very close to doing that last Friday. It's not going to happen tonight, of course, but you still don't like to see it.
No, you're in the habit where you don't get too upset about it. And come the Sealandsgrove game, every yard is going to matter.
2nd and long, Bulldogs back at their 37-yard line. Make that the scoreboard has 1st down. The Sticks have 2nd down.
And
boy, this crew is just slow. Come on, guys, let's go.
Trying to get the change.
Move it on. Let's get going.
Guess they counted the play with the penalty after it.
Man in motion. Fake to him. Beckhorn looking to throw. Fires downfield. Has his man. It's Jared Watts inside the 20. Still on his feet. Turns the corner. The 15, the 10, the 5. Watts dives for a touchdown. Flagged out after the play. What a terrific run by him after the throw, and a good throw by David Beckhorn.
He rolled to the right. Jared Watts, I believe, on the left side, crossed the field and really got in an open spot. Beautiful pass. There was one spin move. We saw one like that last week where he left people flying, and he had to do it to get free. And then going down the sideline, another move, and then a final spin to leave the last man flying. Dives to get the ball just over the goal line.
Holding call against Berwick on the touchdown run, so it's going to come back.
And I don't think it was needed. I mean, he's breaking all the tackles himself. He didn't need any blocking. Certainly didn't need a hold. And it was on that very last man, it looked like, at the 2-yard line where they finally, threw the flag.
But the value of that play, Andy, is now everyone has film on Berwick's Damon Beckhorn throwing the football. So you can't just play for the run when he's in that Wildcat.
No, you cannot. You just show that there, put it on target very nicely. And I was just so impressed with Jared Watts' running. Sometimes you can do it once by accident. Last week he had a beautiful run with the spin move. You duplicate it, that means it's there. That special talent's there in Jared Watts.
Well, they're going to mark it at the 13.
So I don't know what to give this on the stat sheet. I'll let you figure it out.
I tell you what, this crew does not have dinner reservations after this game.
So I guess I'll give them credit from the original line of scrimmage to here.
And now they're whistling, they're stopping play. And boys, just get it together, please.
Mercy rule score, but not mercifully fast. I'll give them about 15
at the 13-yard line. That's where the line of scrimmage is. We're waiting for our next penalty as Force takes the snap, gives the ball off the left side. It's to Klinger, and he'll pick up a yard, maybe 2 on the play. Is there a flag?
I thought I was hearing some raspberries cheering for a play without one. So,
well, they're talking something over.
They talk a lot. Nice, simple, vanilla run there.
Second down, call coming. We have just run a play without a penalty, so we're in good shape. Second down and 8. Berwick at the 10-yard line. Force out of the gun. Klinger to his right. High snap. Force, play action. Back to throw. Into the end zone over the head of Joe Norris. Appeared to be the intended receiver. Here's a flag on the play.
Very, very late after action.
This one will go against Crestwood.
Yeah. Mike Zalutko ended up knocked to the ground, came up with his hands up in the air, looking at the official when he saw the flag.
And that is good discipline on his part, because you see so many penalties where the person that reacts is the one that is called, the second man in, if you will. And he did not. He made it clear to the officials, hey, I'm not doing anything except getting pummeled here as I'm on the ground. So we will slowly make this call.
I've actually been entertained lately, Jim. I'm looking over to the stick on the far side, and I'm seeing flames shooting up, realizing, it's the hamburgers behind it. It looks like a tiki torch. So that's how I've been spending my time here during these long pauses.
Wow. This crew is just really, really slow. I'm not saying that they're calling penalties that don't exist. It's just I don't know why you can't just make the call and move on. I think it keeps everybody sharp. The ball at the 6, maybe the 5-yard line as we look things over and we wait for the next penalty. Still looking over. Still talking it over.
It's like there's a media timeout.
I mean, it's not like there's a lot of drama in a 35-0 game, but they're making it even worse. As the handoff goes straight ahead to Klinger, and he dances in the end zone. What a great job of blocking by that front.
It was the proverbial truck, literally. And not literally meaning figuratively, but literally meaning literally. The proverbial truck could have gone through that. A little action left, a little action right, and then the blocking separated, the seas parted, and he goes on in standing. Evan Klinger, touchdown straight up the middle. Wouldn't have had him in touch football.
Now the extra point attempt coming from Ken Marshman out of the hold of Evan Klinger.
Been hard to get these off without a penalty flag.
Snap, placement, kick is up, and the kick is good. Time on the field, 7:23 to go in the first half. Berwick 42, Crestwood nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football and Classic Rock 103.5.
Reds Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick, are your roofing experts for Luzerne, Columbia, and Montour counties. With 26 years of experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Reds Roofing will get the job done right for your decks, siding, or roofing, specializing in metal and rubber shingles. Most roofing work is done in one day, so remember the name, Reds Roofing, the roofing ninjas. Call Reds Roofing 752-4351. Owner Harry Titus, a proud supporter of the Berwick football team.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Latest touchdown run, 6 yards by Evan Klinger, his second rushing touchdown of the game. He set it all up with a 24-yard punt return. And Berwick pummeling Crestwood to the tune of 42-0. With still 7:23 to go in this opening half.
Long punt return for Klinger. You mentioned 2 rushing touchdowns. Add in a 47-yard pass reception.
Marshman's kick is a line drive. Klusowitz at the 5-yard line to the 10, to the 15, and wrapped up by Ryan Lawball. Kept his ground on that sideline, did a nice job, and makes the tackle at about the 25-yard line. So that's where the Comets will put it in play. Handicap since that opening quarter with the injury to their starting quarterback, Chase Passman. But this Berwick defense has come as advertised.
Garrett Swank, the replacement, is 140 pounds and just a sophomore. They're not throwing a pass until the one in this game, which was intercepted.
Austin Newald is in the defensive unit for the Bulldogs as Swank gives the ball off. Run up the middle and a gain of just 2, maybe 3 on the play. Tom Monaco among the people in on the play for the Bulldogs.
Jimmy LeGrand angling in from left defensive end, meets it straight behind the center. Helps pull that man back.
And Grosick on the carry, picked up 3, second down and 7. Comets at their own 28-yard line.
I will praise young Garrett Swank, the quarterback. Nice ball handling in there. Fakes the reverse, then to the running back.
He is operating out of the shotgun with a slot to the left side and a wide receiver right. Has a high snap, fumbles the attempted handoff to Grosick, is able to get on the football at the 24-yard line.
His teammate Grosick didn't help him. It was supposed to be sort of a fake, and then he was going to throw it off the left side, but Grosick bumps the football, and the play he has to get down to his knees and take it for a 3-4 yard loss.
They mark it at the 23-yard line. 3rd down and 12. Loss of 5 on that play altogether. It'll go to Swank. 3rd and long. See if they let the sophomore put it in the air. Has the snap.
Nope.
Hands off. And nothing to it. They'll lose yardage on the play.
Eric Montez exploding from his defensive line position. Getting on in there now to make a star of himself on the defensive side of the football.
So Grosick loses 3 on the carry. 3rd down and 15. Tegan Wilk and Evan Klinger back for the Bulldogs.
This is not an enviable task to punt to this team as they're standing near midfield.
No, there's just nowhere to go.
No.
And they could put David Beckhorn out there and be just as dangerous. So here's the snap, and Brzezina gets the kick away. Beautiful
nice
kick.
And high.
Very, very high, forcing the fair catch by Tegan Wilk at the Berwick 45-yard line. So that's where the Bulldogs will put it in play with 5:05 remaining in the first half, and Berwick leading 42-0. At halftime, Southern Columbia leading Hughesville 37-0, and the significance there is that Southern Columbia coach Jim Roth trying for his 400th career win, and well on his way to getting that. We get a chance at halftime. We'll go over the leaders and career wins. It's just amazing what he has put together.
Trivia question for our radio listeners. Now, spill it, Jim. Prior to those 400 wins of Jim Roth, what head coach had the previous win?
Yep.
401 wins ago.
We'll give you that at halftime. No prizes involved. As the call goes to Shoemaker off the right side. Evan Shoemaker running hard. Will pick up a couple, breaks free, and gets out to midfield. Whistle didn't blow. He kept those legs pumping. And did a good job. Chris Gross, 6'2", 270-pound senior, is in the Berwick offensive front. Seeing some action now. They mark it as a 49. So give 4 yards to Shoemaker. Second down and 6 for the Bulldogs. Slot to the right side. Joey Lynn is in as a blocker. Ahead to the right of Alex Force. Behind Force in the pistol is Owen Shoemaker. Here's the second down call. Force has the snap. Gives to Shoemaker. Looking for room. Not too much. Played pretty well by the Comets. He gets over midfield to the 49-yard line. Picks up about 2 on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 4 coming.
Yeah, Frank Sheptalk at this point a little bit vanilla in play selection. 3 runs inside the tackle. 3rd and long, you might deviate from that a little bit to keep the drive going.
Clock running, 3:50 to go in the opening half. Berwick on their way to improving to 4-0 on the season. And we'll keep a close look at that Sealands Grove-Shikellamy game. Shikellamy had the early lead in that one. As play action, forced back to throw, fires, has his man. Jared Watts makes a nice move around the player, gets inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Hey, Jared Watts has really shown us something in the open field after catching passes.
He doesn't go down. He refuses to go down. 2 men had him. He spun away. Then he took a vicious hit coming back in from the play from the line of scrimmage. Boy, he is tough to get down in open field.
10 yards on the reception by Jared Watts. 1st and 10, Berwick at the Crestwood 39-yard line. Alex Force has bounced back after a tough night at Wyoming area. He's had a terrific first half at the controls. He awaits the shotgun snap from Tom Monaco. Has it, gives the ball to Shoemaker. The ball is loose. Shoemaker able to pick it up and make something out of it. Turns the corner, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5, and in for a touchdown. 39 yards for Owen Shoemaker.
Give him 50 on the game. Vanilla play, running up the middle. Ball gets loose. He just poised, picks it up, breaks hard to the left. There's sort of a stoppage. People didn't know what was happening. Things froze, lost, where is this ball? And Shoemaker comes hard down the Berwick sideline. One last man at the 5-yard line had a shot, gives him a straight arm to the face and pushes him off.
An unbelievable first half score here. It's now reached 48 with Marshman to try to tack one more on. Out of the hold of Evan Klinger.
I bet he does.
39 yards on that carry by Owen Shoemaker. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field. 3 minutes remaining, first half. Berwick, 49. Crestwood, nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Classic Rock 103.5.
Anderson Ice Company, located on the corner of 2nd Street and Oak Street in Berwick, has been serving Berwick and the surrounding community since 1975. Anderson Ice keeps you cool and your beverages cooler with cubed, crushed, or block ice. Anderson Ice is now offering dry ice upon request. Be sure to visit your local convenience store and stock up on Anderson Ice before any family celebration or holiday. Anderson Ice Company on the corner of 2nd Street and Oak Street in Berwick.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Kent Marshman will kick off following his extra point. Line drive kick. Patrick Rother at the 1 yard line for the Comets to the 10, to the 15. Tries to sweep the left side. He's losing ground, and Malik McMillan wraps him up around the 10-yard line.
Nice play. Berwick kept their lanes, gave him nowhere to bring it north-south. He had to traverse the field from the Berwick sideline over to the Crestwood hash. And it's at that point where Malik McWilliams able to come up and bring him down.
Malik McMillan with the good play. 2:53 remaining in this first half. 49-0 Berwick. In the second quarter, Shikellamy leading Selinsgrove 12-7. Significant because Selinsgrove undefeated going into that game, and those Seals will be here at Crispin Field next Friday night. So we'll be following the progress of that game as we go, as Garrett Swank, the substitute quarterback, keeps the ball and nothing doing. Off that left side, it'll be second down and 10 coming for the Comets. The Selinsgrove featuring Logan Libby, who may be the best quarterback Berwick will face this season. In a game against Milton earlier this season, he had 400 yards passing, and then the second half began.
Oh, wow.
So he can really get it going. And it will be really a lot of fun next Friday night to watch this Berwick secondary, which is outstanding, being challenged by a great starting quarterback in Logan Libby.
That plus the up-front people putting pressure on that quarterback. We've seen what Jimmy LeGrand has been able to do in a stepped-up game. Been very impressed with nose guard J.J. Snyder throughout the season. We have a stoppage, Jim.
Timeout called by Crestwood. 1:59 to go opening half. 49-0 Berwick. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
The Mayo Funeral Homes, located at 110 Chestnut Street in Berwick and 77 Main Street in Chickashinny, are proud sponsors of Berwick Bulldog football. The Mayo Funeral Homes, serving all faiths, makes it easier for those you love with pre-arranged funeral counseling, insurance, and pre-financed funerals. Mayo Funeral Homes also offers expert guidance in both traditional and cremation services. Mayo Funeral Homes, perfection in every detail.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
1 minute and 59 seconds remaining in this first half here at Crispin Field. A half completely dominated by Berwick. They lead Crestwood 49-0. And the Comets, following their timeout with a second and 10, they have it at their own 10-yard line. Garrett Swank, the sophomore quarterback. Snap comes high to the running back instead, and he is losing yardage back at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, the single wing look. Damon Beckhorn sensed the play, came up hard, whether a designated blitz, but he would not allow for any movement toward the corner. And then Berwick filtering through, putting that man down for a 3-yard loss.
Patrick Roth on the carry. Ball back at the 7-yard line. Third down and 13 for the Comets. Just trying to have this half come to an end. It's been a disastrous one for them. As the quarterback wanted to hand off, there was no one there, so he kept the football, got off the left side. Garrett Swank will pick up 3 to the 10-yard line. Fourth down, punting situation.
Punting from their end zone. The dangerous Berwick return men. best thing would be a high punt. Frank Sheptock may have his people taking a fair catch as we're under a minute.
Keegan Wilk and Evan Klinger back deep. Brandon Brazina does the punting for Crestwood. He's standing about 5 yards deep in the Comets end zone. Adam Gagaris, the good snap, and Brazina with a good kick. Very, very high, not particularly long, and it takes a good bounce where Crestwood is concerned. And will go dead at the Berwick 40-yard line. So that's where the Bulldogs will put it in play. 22.4 seconds remaining in this open half. Stay with us at the half. Andy will bring us all the first half stats, and Ben Willis will bring us updated on the scoreboard. See if we can get a halftime score of the Shikellamy-Selinsgrove game that we've been following, with the Seals taking a 4-0 record, or excuse me, a 3-0 record into tonight's game, as are the Bulldogs. Have it at their own 40. I don't think we'll see anything too fancy from the Bulldogs with 22 seconds remaining in this half.
Signed up for a kneel down here, Jim, so a team -1 is what we'll see.
Now they start the clock running.
And no one to take the snap, though, do they?
We may not even see a snap here.
No.
It's going to wind out, and the first half will come to an end. An impressive first half of football it was for the Bulldogs of Berwick. The halftime score, Berwick 49 and Crestwood nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
There's never been a better time to get Showtime from MetroCast. With Showtime, you can watch all of your favorites wherever and whenever. Watch all new seasons of hit series like Ray Donovan and the hilarious episodes. Stream shows like Shameless wherever with Showtime Anytime. Or catch up whenever with Showtime On Demand. Both free with your Showtime subscription. Right now, get Showtime for just $8.99 per month for 12 months when you sign up for a new MetroCast bundle. Choose from MetroCast Video and Internet for as low as $99.95 per month for 6 months. Or get MetroCast VIP, advanced video, internet, and phone for as low as $129.95 per month for 6 months. Plus free installation. 2 great ways to save with MetroCast and Showtime. No contracts, no cancellation fees. Satisfaction guaranteed. Call 1-888-METRO-16 or visit MetroCast.com for details. MetroCast begins with me. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply.
The Classic Rock Channel, 103.5.
Neighbor Fence Company has fencing for where you want it, serving Columbia, Montour, and Luzerne counties. Neighbor Fence provides top-quality residential and commercial fencing, vinyl, chain link, wood, aluminum, and ornamental fencing, plus vinyl railing and specialty products. Neighbor Fence Company, 1140 State Route 239 in Wapwallopen. Call 570-752-4423 or visit them online at neighborfencecompany.com. Neighbor Fence Company is a proud sponsor of local youth athletic teams.
Choose with confidence. The Medicine Shop.
At the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located at the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, caring goes beyond the prescriptions. Discover the one-on-one customer service and dedication that makes caring part of the culture at the Medicine Shop in Berwick. Stock up on everything you need to keep you and your family healthy all year long. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located on the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, where caring goes beyond the prescriptions.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptock. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton, 103.5.
Halftime from Crispin Field in Berwick. It's been all Bulldogs in this one as they lead Crestwood 49-0. And Berwick took the lead just 13 seconds into this game. They won the opening toss, elected to receive, and on the first play from scrimmage, Evan Klinger went off the right side and ran 55 yards for a Berwick touchdown. Ken Marshman kicked the extra point. Berwick had a 7-0 lead with 11:47 to go in the opening quarter. Later in the quarter, Bulldogs put together a 10-play, 88-yard drive. Alex Force was outstanding from the quarterback spot in that opening half. Hit a number of targets for the first time this season as he hit Jimmy LeGrand with a completion and Eric Montez with a completion. Later on, hit Joey Lynn with a completion. people getting involved in the passing game for the first time. The drive was culminated on a 9-yard touchdown run by Tegan Wilk, who lined up to the right, came in motion, took the handoff, and got in for the score from 9 yards out. Ken Marshman with the extra point. Berwick led 14-0. Still in the first quarter. Alex Parks with an interception of Crestwood quarterback Chase Passman. And the Bulldogs went 2 plays, 38 yards for the score. A 21-yard pass completion to Tegan Wilk. And then a terrific play by sophomore tight end Eric Montez. Had to go high to make the grab of a pass by Alex Force. Then broke a tackle and then dive at the pylon for the touchdown, 17 yards altogether. Ken Marshman with the extra point. After 1 quarter play, Berwick led 21-0. In the second quarter, 11:24 to go. Early in that quarter, obviously, Alex Force with a pass to Jared Watts, 43 yards for the touchdown. Force actually had problems with the snap, hit the turf, picked it up, and found Watts wide open on the far side. There was a bad snap on the extra point attempt. Berwick led 27-0. Early in that second quarter, Crestwood without their starting quarterback Chase Passman, who was injured. Garrett Swank came on, and his pass was picked off by Tegan Wilk, who returned 25 yards for the touchdown. Berwick decided to put it in the mercy rule mode after a penalty, and Alex Force threw to Joe Norris for the 2-point conversion. And it was 35-0. Berwick leading with 10:49 still to go in that second quarter. Later on, Evan Klinger with a 24-yard punt return to the Crestwood 25-yard line. A couple plays later, Klinger in from 6 yards out for the score. Marshman kicked the extra point. That was with 7:23 to go in the half. Berwick extended their lead to 42-0. And the Bulldogs put one more on the board with 3 minutes to go in the half as Owen Shoemaker, an unlikely run, unlikely because he dropped the football, picked it up in traffic and raced 39 yards for the touchdown. Marshman kicked the extra point, and that's how we stand here at the half. Berwick 49 and Crestwood nothing. Statistics in that first half of play, Andy Lickney.
You surprised me there, Jim. I thought you were going to go for a break, but let's take a look at the numbers. Berwick with 326 yards, 125 on the ground, 201 in the air. An amazing first half of offense. The defense was as strong. Taking a look at the numbers, Evan Klinger running the ball, 5 carries for 67 yards. Opened the game with a 55-yard touchdown run. Owen Shoemaker has 50 yards on 8 carries. Damon Beckhorn out of the quarterback wildcat spot, 1 for 0. Tegan Wilk has a 9-yard touchdown run, a little end around down near the goal line. The team took a kneel down, and Alex Forrest with just 1 carry for 0 yards. 17 rushes in all, 125 yards rushing for Berwick. Looking at the passing as a team, 10 of 11, only 1 incomplete pass. No interceptions, 201 yards total. Damon Beckhorn out of the Wildcat threw 1 pass. He threw it to Jared Watts. Jared Watts did an amazing run after the catch. A number of spin moves, worked his way into the end zone with a final push. Called back on a penalty, but I believe the difference in it was a 15-yard pass. We'll give the 15 yards passing to Damon Beckhorn. Give the other 186 yards on 9 of 10 passing to quarterback Alex Forrest. He was off last week. Got a little frustrated, a little flustered. His game was off. But boy, 9 of 10 passing here in the half, and he's hitting everyone. He hits Beckhorn for a 7-yard catch. He hits Jared Watts, who finishes the half, 3 catches of 68 yards. 1 from Alex Forrest, though, a 43-yard touchdown. Also a 10-yard pass. We mentioned the 15-yarder that actually he took it to the end zone before a penalty flagged it. Joe Lind joins in with a 10-yard catch from sort of a fullback tight end blocking back spot. Evan Klinger catches one, and it goes for 48 yards. Unbelievable. Eric Montez, again, that H-back, fullback blocker type. Slide him out twice. And he responds with a 10-yard catch and an unbelievable 17-yard touchdown catch and run as he makes his presence known. Keegan Wilk got a beautiful 26-yarder, a bomb down the right sideline that easily puts on in. Then looking at the final catch, Jimmy LeGrand, an 8-yard reception on his part. Just an amazing first half for Berwick. Looking at the numbers for Crestwood, Pat Rother, -1 yard. Nick Grosick has 14 on 6 carries. Kevin Klusevich, -8 yards on a reversing play. Chase Passman, the quarterback, sacked once and went forward for 8 yards, so a net of 4. And then the young 140-pound sophomore quarterback, Garrett Swank, thrown into action. He has 4 carries for -2 yards. Passing, just 1 complete in 6 attempts for the team. Each quarterback threw an interception. The passing for only 13 yards. Brandon Dominski catching that, the first pass of the game. And then after that, 0 for 5 with 2 interceptions in the passing game. So minimal running, minimal passing. Berwick lopsidedly leading on the scoreboard, Jim.
I think a perfect half for Berwick in anticipation of a big meeting with Selinsgrove next week. You feel good about yourselves. You should. You did almost everything right. Still a couple of penalties that could be ironed out, but boy, that's nitpicking when you look at the overall performance by Berwick in that opening half. You needed a bounce back from Alex Force. You didn't want that to linger after the tough night in West Pittston. He's looked terrific. They've looked terrific on every aspect. They're getting good returns on punts. And now maybe you give the offense one series in the second half. I don't know. But a great majority of the second half is going to be subs.
Right.
You get out of this healthy, and you look to next week what could be a big meeting.
I agree. I'd still be very upset about the penalties. It's frustrating. You just can't have them. And as a coach, I'd be harping on that. I mean, you made things happen. You made big plays. You know, you're just it's your night against this particular team. And now with their quarterback Passman out, they've been very impotent. Just can't seem to do much. So the one coaching point I would make would be those penalties. But you do have to smile to yourself as a coach, especially the new contributors. I mean, Jared Watts, we saw flashes of it. But boy, now you're seeing it's not just a flash here, a flash there. He is a weapon. A tremendous open field runner after the catch. Look at the contributions by the guys that you look at as sort of blocking tight ends, H-backs, fullbacks. You add Joe Lynn with the catch. You're adding Jimmy LeGrand with the catch. And then the 2 by Eric Montez, who showed great running ability. Such wonderful contributions, along with the contributions of the stars that you're going to get it from. Defense playing stellar, as they always do. This is looking very, very good.
Scores of other games coming up. We're at halftime with Berwick leading Crestwood 49-0. You're listening to Bulldogs football and Classic Rock 103.5.
Quality care for your dental health at Berwick Dental Arts, 105 West 9th Street in Berwick. State-of-the-art equipment comes together with a tradition of 45 years of personalized care. From the youngest to the oldest patient, let Berwick Dental Arts doctors and staff take care of every aspect of your dental needs. They'll process all types of insurances. Make your appointment today. Call Berwick Dental Arts friendly staff at 752-4542. Berwick Dental Arts, making smiles beautiful.
Welsh's Towing and Repair proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs and wishes them a successful year. Welsh's Towing and Repair has a long tradition of helping. You can call Welsh's 24/7 at 759-9737 if you are in need of a tow, jump start, tire change, are locked out, or to request them on scene if you're in an accident. Welsh's accepts all major insurance and motor clubs, and they offer all types of preventive maintenance and state inspections for cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Welsh's Towing and Repair, South Mercer Street in Berwick, and at their South Center Storage Facility, Columbia Boulevard in Berwick.
103.5, the Classic Rock Channel.
It won't be long before tax time rolls around, so remember to visit Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting for your income tax needs. ND Accounting and Consulting handles both business and individual taxes, as well as offering a variety of accounting services, including payroll, auditing, and bookkeeping. For tax and accounting services, look for Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting with 2 locations,
214 Pine Street in Berwick and 5929 Main Road in Sweet Valley. Berwick Bulldog football.
Taking a look at the high school football scoreboard tonight at halftime. Bloomsburg leads Shamokin 14-7. Southern Columbia leads Hughesville 44-0 in the third. Halftime, Central Columbia Loyal Soccer scoreless. Danville leads Milton 48-10 at half. Scranton Prep leads Dallas 14-10 at halftime. Hazleton area leads Abington Heights 13-0. Williamsport leads Wyoming Valley West 27-19. Shackleton leads Selinsgrove 15-7. Valley View leads Pittston area 34-20 at half. In the third quarter, Mount Carmel leads Montoursville 21-0. Also in the third, North Schuylkill leads Schuylkill Haven 12-10. At halftime, Lackawanna Trail leads Northwest 7-0. Harrisburg leads Pottsville 27-0. And Scranton leads North Pocono 27-20 at halftime. I'm Ben Willis for Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazleton 103.5.
Just to add one more score to those scores that Ben just gave us, the high school football weekend actually got an early start at Wilkes-Barre Memorial last night. Lake Lehman on the future schedule of Berwick beating Wilkes-Barre GAR 50-12. Lake Lehman improves to 2-1 on the season. Here it is 49-0. Berwick leading Crestwood. And we mentioned that significance of that Southern Columbia score earlier, as Jim Roth well on his way to his 400th career win, leading Hughesville 44-0 in the third quarter. And of course, my partner Andy Lickney is the answer to the trivia question that he gave earlier. He was the coach prior to Jim taking over in 1984, and really, really significant. I had the numbers of the coaches waiting all night long to give these, and I lost it. But at any rate, George Curry is the all-time winningest coach in the history of Pennsylvania, 455 wins. He is followed by Jack Hensey, the current coach of Dunmore, who has well over 400 wins, and Jim Ross getting number 400 tonight, or on his way to doing that for Southern Columbia. And what's amazing, Andy, you look at his round number of 400, and you look on the other side, 62 losses in 34 seasons. Just incredible.
It really is a tremendous coach, and they hired him instead of me, and I was his assistant in those 4 years. He'd have, 26 or 33 more to add to the total. Knowing Jim very well in the coaching profession, he's such a perfectionist. He gets the most out of his players. He runs the program well in so many ways. Dedicated to the weightlifting, to getting everyone weightlifting. In fact, the girls at Southern Columbia probably do more weightlifting than some football teams. It's just a tremendous facility that he's had built over the years through planning and saving and doing this and doing that and making it happen. And the strength of his team, along with system. He's worked with the wing tee. It worked with him when he was a player at Shikellamy. He embraced the deception. He embraced the team concept that it does, where everyone's contributing into the office rather than having singular stars. He's embraced the concept of platooning, to where he almost has 2 fresh platoons each way. And even within defense, he will rotate a third defensive tackle in. He'll rotate a third defensive end in. He'll rotate his corners, his safeties, and this, so that he's never at a loss of experienced players coming back. He just always has that type of depth with so many people. He's very gracious in sportsmanship of substituting early when games get out of hand. He suffered the other end of it when he was an assistant with me, where we'd be being clobbered 40-0 and knew what it was like. And by being the good sportsman, he gets to play a lot of underclassmen for an awful long time. And the advantage of the playoffs, you know, when you're playing an 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th game every season, not only can you boost up your win totals to where the old-time coaches couldn't, but you also get that much more playing time for all your players. You're playing half a season more with your juniors, sophomores, and freshmen. And, you know, the pride in that program and his success, you know, take it to the top. It is the big man, Jim Roth, who certainly deserves that unbelievable honor of joining the 400-win club, Jack Hensley's and George Curry.
Again, that's 44-0, Southern Columbia in the third. Here's 49-0 Berwick. We start the second half as Marshman's kick fielded at the 5-yard line. Klusewicz returns, looks for room. He's at the 20-yard line, and great coverage downfield by the Bulldogs. He'll be brought down right about the 20. And we see right from the start that Frank Sheptock, with that big lead, is going to go to a whole host of substitutes. In fact, he'll get an entirely new defensive unit in there to start this second half.
I think even the specialty coverage team, Team Lemon Jelly, in there making the tackle downfield, wrapping them up very nicely.
So Crestwood has it to start this second half, 1st and 10. They are without their starting quarterback, Chase Passman, injured in that opening half. Garrett Swank, sophomore quarterback, takes the snap, hands off, a run off the right side, and a gain out over the 25 to about the 27-yard line.
Antonio Barata chasing that down from the cornerback position here on the near side.
2nd down and 3 as Garrett Swank looks to the sideline. The head coach, Greg Myers, has Patrick Rother running back to his left. Brandon Dominski's wide to the left side, and now Swank will await that snap, sends a man in motion in front of him, fakes to him, gives the other way to Rother, and Rother brought down. Nice tackle right about the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 3.
I like the poise of the young quarterback, Garrett Swank. He knows he needs that motion man to fake to. He, you know, waved his hand. Come on, you got to run by here. Called for the snap at the proper time, made the fake, and then gave it off. That's the success of the play.
3rd down and 3. Crestwood from their 27. Berwick coming on a blitz. They beat it. The pass downfield, and the pass is knocked down, incomplete. That's a really good defensive play by Malik McMillan. Comes from his safety spot, gets in front of a pretty well-thrown pass and knocks it away. And 4th down, the punt team will come on for Crestwood.
Yeah, the play action sold it well. He was able to get it over the linebackers to the receiver. But Malik McMillan is back there behind him, and he's able to tap the ball at a high point in the arc from behind.
Brandon Berzina will be back to do the punting. The snap is a little bit high. He gets the kick away, and it will take a Crestwood bounce and roll inside the 30 and roll dead about the Berwick 26-yard line. The Bulldogs will get it for the first time in this second half. We'll see what they come up with offensively, as the first teamers will have the second half off, I believe.
Yeah, I think they will as well. When you see it on special, you see it on defense so early, it's most likely what's going to happen. There's a problem with this, though, Jim. I'm going to run out of lines on this lineup sheet. I just know I am.
Alex Morse got the baseball cap on for this second half. Ryan Lawbaugh will come on, perhaps as the quarterback for the Bulldogs, to take over at their 26-yard line, moving from our left to our right in the second half. Jake Betts is wide to the right side. And Lawbaugh operating out of the gun. Hands off to the right side, and a gain over the 30 to about the 32-yard line. Owen Shoemaker didn't get many touches in the first half, although one was for a touchdown. Gets the call here, picks up 6, second down and 4.
They want to see him run a little bit more physically. He's a physical runner. They want to get a north-south mindset downhill running with him. And perhaps without the first-team blockers, they just put that in his head. We want to see some collisions.
Lawbaugh, the sophomore, out of the gun. Hands off to Shoemaker again, who stumbles before he can get a head of steam, and they've lost a yard to the 31-yard line. That clock will continue to run in the second half. We are in the mercy rule mode. When it gets to 35 points, past the second half, clock continues to run, and it never reverts. Even if Crestwood would make a miracle comeback and get it to within 28, it still would be in the mercy rule. It never changes back. Here's a third down call. Lawbaugh fakes to Shoemaker, fires a pass, has his man a completion close to the first down yardage as the pass went to Anthony Sisko, a 6', 188-pound sophomore, on the pass from fellow sophomore Ryan Lawbaugh, and they'll pick up a first down at the 37-yard line. Nicely done.
Yep, first complete of the career for Ryan Lawbaugh and Anthony Sisko. Very nicely done.
First and 10, Bulldogs. Their first possession of the second half. They have it at their own 37-yard line. Noah Craig with the snap to Lawbaugh. He hands off to Shoemaker. He tries the left side and is brought down right about the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10. Coming for the Bulldogs is making the stop for Crestwood, number 44. It's Arnold Logan, as Greg Myers has done some substituting as well.
Mentioned Noah Craig on the snaps. They'd like to put him at center and leave him there, but his shotgun snaps tend to sail a little high. Tom Monaco switched positions with him for this game, but they feel they're stronger overall if they can keep Monaco as a pulling guard. So they want Noah Craig to take snaps.
Second and 10. Shoemaker gets the call, running hard, and Owen Shoemaker straight ahead. 13 yards to midfield and a Berwick first down.
Straight burst up the middle. We mentioned Noah Craig at center. They ran right over him. Substitutes work the same situation as the varsity. They don't huddle. They stay with the up-tempo look. Get the play from the sideline. Get the formation. Work from there.
Dallas Schechterly, a sophomore, is in as a blocking back. As Lawbaugh has the snap go through his hands, he picks it up. He turns the corner left side and is forced out of bounds. They picked up about 3 on the play. A flag flies well after the play. But good presence of mind by the sophomore Ryan Lawbaugh.
I'll agree, and he looked good running the ball, looked poised, tried to get a straight arm out to keep that last man, Logan Arnold, from knocking him out of bounds. I'm not sure what type of call we're going to get. Didn't look that vicious or laid out of bounds. Personal foul, face masking, and against Crestwood. So maybe as one straight arm went to one face mask, another arm went out as well. Berwick will change field position rather dramatically after that out-of-bounds run.
First and 10, Bulldogs at the Crestwood 33-yard line. Again, Shikellamy leading Selinsgrove at the half, 15-7. Might think of that as a surprise, but that is quite a rivalry.
Yeah.
As Lawbaugh back to throw, and he fires a quick out, and he has his man a completion down to the 26-yard line. Jake Betts on the reception of the pass by Ryan Lawbaugh.
Jake Seeley, Jim, number 6 with the catch, his second of the year. And a real nice pass and catch combination there on the short route to the left.
They're going to mark it at the 22, so 11 yards on the pass to Seeley. First and 10, Berwick at the Crestwood 22-yard line. Man in motion, Lawbaugh gives the ball off to Owen Shoemaker inside the 10, inside the 5, and into the end zone for the touchdown. Owen Shoemaker from the 22 yards out for his second rushing touchdown of the game.
Made it look easy. They had a nice seam for him inside. He hit it north-south the way they'd like to see him go. Bent a little to the right. One safety made an attempt. Shoemaker threw out a left-handed stiff arm that collapsed the man and pushed him forward and on into the end zone.
The Bulldogs keep it going after the 22-yard touchdown run by Owen Shoemaker. He had one from 39 yards away earlier. And now they'll try to kick this extra point. This is when things get a little sticky when you do a lot of substituting. Special teams. Looks like Jared Watts is going to do the holding. It will be Ken Marshman to do the kicking. The hold, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Time on the field, 4:59 remaining in the third quarter. Berwick 56 and Crestwood nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Being in business for over 100 years really means something. It means you've been putting out an excellent product and taking care of your customers so they want to come back. Delos Bakery, Berwick falls into that special group of businesses. Oven fresh pizza, bread and rolls. Order extra pizza for a fast dinner when the party arrives. Open 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week. Visit Delos Bakery at 1201 Fries Avenue, Berwick, or call 752-4519.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Jim Doyle and Andy Lickney from Crestwood Field in Berwick. 4:59 remaining in the third quarter. Berwick scoring in their first possession of the second half, extending their lead over Crestwood to 56-0. Ken Marshman been busy kicking the ball. And there's a kick that goes 7 yards deep in the end zone.
Wow.
He will get another touchback, his fourth of the game, at least 7 for the season for Ken Marshman. And Crestwood will take over at their own 20-yard line.
I recall 2 other kicks going at least to the goal line where a man may have stepped back into the end zone before returning it.
And sometimes those kicks are as valuable, if not more, than the touchbacks.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Berwick starters wearing baseball caps for this second half. Their night is done. Crestwood from their own 20-yard line. Clock running 4:40 to go in the half. As the keeper by the sophomore quarterback, Garrett Swank, gets over the 20 to about the 22. Second down call coming.
Blaine Cleaver coming up very nicely from his cornerback area and tripping him up. Very nice.
Cleaver, just a ninth grader. Second down call coming. Berwick showing blitz. Swank throws to the far side. He has a completion, but for just a couple. Out to about the 25-yard line, Malik McMillan in on the stop for Berwick.
Well, Faisal coming up with the catch, just a sophomore. His first catch, probably of his career, first of the season.
3rd and 5 coming for the Comets from their 25. Man in motion, Swank the quarterback, rolls to his left, fires across his body, has a completion for a first down at the 45-yard line. Nicely done by Garrett Swank on the run, and he was able to hit Ryan Harding, a ninth grader, out to the 45-yard line, a pickup of 20 yards, and a 1st and 10 for Crestwood.
Very nice. Tough to roll to the left, square the shoulders, and make the throw, and yet he did.
2 receivers to the right. One comes in motion, a fake to him, and the inside handoff and straight ahead, and nothing doing. Berwick with the subs in, still playing it tough against the run as the Bulldogs get a stop.
Jimmy Hawley with that run. He has a couple of runs on the season, but probably more so in mop-up action. Looks like Crestwood is using a lot of their substitutes as well.
Second down and 10. Comets from their 45. Swank on the move to the right, looking to throw. Fires a bullet pass, incomplete. Malik McMillan made a good break on the ball, got his hands on it, couldn't pull it in. It'll be 3rd down and 10. Of course, we are in the mercy rule, so the clock continues to run even after the incompleted passes.
McMillan looking really strong. Real nice break, as you mentioned, Jim, and it's low at the knees of the receiver, dives and knocks it away.
Slot to the right side. Here's the 3rd and 10 call. Low snap, but Swank gathers it in, fires downfield into traffic, incomplete. Good coverage in the secondary.
Malik McMillan, one of the defenders. Alexander Sharkuski, we've watched him do some punting this year. Getting some action in the secondary now as they had the receiver double covered.
So punting situation for the Comets of Crestwood. Chuck Kremski, a junior, is going to do the punting now. Snap is there, and the kick is away. Short kick. Good coverage downfield by Crestwood. Berwick will have to let it roll, and it rolls dead at the Bulldog 24-yard line. So that's where the Bulldogs will put it in play. With 1:27 to go in the third, they lead Crestwood 56-0. Those coaching career wins numbers I was looking for earlier, I have found. George Curry, of course, number 1 in the state, 455 wins. Current Dunmore coach Jack Hensey's second with 424. Jim Roth tonight going to get number 400 for Southern Columbia. They're leading Hughesville in the third quarter, 44-3. One other coach has a chance to reach the 400 mark this season. He is Jim Render. He's been at a number of different places, currently at Upper St. Clair, the head coach. He has 392 wins coming into tonight's action. Berwick with the football at their own 24-yard line. Cleaver is the quarterback. He gives off. The gain off the left side as Blaine Cleaver hands it off to Alejandro Lopez. And Lopez on the first down carry gets out to the 32.
Gotta write that name onto my list. Alejandro Lopez made a real nice run, stretched it for 8 to 9 yards going off the left side.
So Berwick at their 32-yard line. It's time winding down here in the third quarter. Of course, the third and fourth quarters will go very, very quickly with Berwick in command in that mercy rule mode, and that will be the end of 3. The score, Berwick 56 and Crestwood nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
Ryan, technician with Safe Light Auto Glass.
So you think all auto glass companies are the same? Well, they're not. With Safe Light, you get more. Every windshield we replace is backed by a national lifetime guarantee, keeping you covered wherever you are. Plus, SafeLight has more glass in stock than anyone, so we can get to you faster.
Just tell your insurance company you want SafeLight, or call us at 1-800-800-2727, or go to safelight.com.
Berwick Bulldog football.
In the third quarter, Valley View leads Pittston 55-20. Shikellamy leads Selinsgrove 22-14. And Wyoming Valley West and Williamsport are tied at 27 in the third. I'm Ben Willis for Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Thank you, Ben. So it is 22-14. Shikellamy leading Selinsgrove, and again, the reason we're following that game closely is because the Seals will come in here next week either undefeated or with one loss if they can't come from behind against their arch rival Shikellamy tonight. We start the fourth here. Berwick in command, 56-0. They move from our right to our left. They have it at their own 32-yard line. Freshman quarterback Blaine Cleaver hands off to the left side, a gain over the 35 to the 36-yard line. Alejandro Lopez again. He will pick up 5 to the 37-yard line and a Berwick first down.
He impressed me with the tough run right there off the left side, but also the ball security. People are trying to rip away, get that ball out of his hands. He knew he was in traffic, 2 hands on the ball, secured it well.
Blaine Cleaver awaits the shotgun snap. Lopez behind him. Lopez gets the call off the right side, has some running room to the 40, to the 45, and close to another Berwick first down. Alejandro Lopez. We have to like it, Andy, when the subs are on, and now with J.J. Snyder coming out of there, all subs on for Berwick, and still running the offense, still doing what the Bulldogs do.
Yes, they are, and they're blocking things well. And Alejandro Lopez reading the blocks well. That was at the C gap on the far side. Saw it, found the hole, did the right cuts, making things happen from the running back position.
Slot to the left side. As the ninth grader, Blaine Cleaver, looks to the sideline for the play called. Hands off to Lopez, and he's knocked back this time for no gain at the 47-yard line.
Skylar Buckman pulling from right guard to get a little kick-out block, but the play disrupted behind his attempted block.
They mark it at the 49, so they gave him twos. It will be second down and 8 for the Bulldogs. Jake Seeley wide left, slot to the left, as Cleaver awaits the shotgun snap. It's a little bit low. He's going to carry the ball himself, try the left side. He's going to be knocked back for a loss back at the Berwick 44-yard line. So Cleaver will lose yardage on the play. Jacob Spade, a senior, number 65, in on the play for the Comets. Loss of 4, third down and 12 for Berwick.
Trying to get a little action on movement here to the left. Big Aaron Cashman on the far side, trying to pull the lead the way, but it's blown up in the backfield.
Cleaver on 3rd and 12 has the snap. Gives the ball to Lopez off the right side. Alejandro Lopez will pick up just a couple over the 45, the 46-yard line. Fourth down, and we will see a punt from Berwick for the first time tonight.
Or will we? Not seeing any hustle to a punting formation or changing people.
Yeah, the thing is, if you go with your regular punt formation, you go with a bunch of people onto the field that haven't been on before, or you can try it with those substitutes. It looks like that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, they made sure on the sideline they had everyone ready. They probably talked a lot at halftime as well, Jim.
I don't know if they have enough out there. Looks short to me.
Punt it anyway. Hey, guys, I'm the only one on this side of the center. Have a little help out there for Jarrett Groshek.
Player got out there, turned, says, Coach, we still need one more.
Still need one. Send anyone out, Coach. Get Jacob Seeley out there.
And I tell you how much time's left, but we don't have the play clock in operation tonight. And I think the officials are going to let it go.
I think what they're going to let go, too, is illegal numbers in the line of scrimmage in the interior of the line. Just let it play.
And there's the punt away by Seeley. A line drive punt to the opposite side. Takes a good roll where Berwick is concerned. And will roll dead at the 5-yard line. So Jacob Seeley with a punt of 49 yards and no return. And Crestwood will take over with 7:15 to go in the game. And Berwick leading this one by a score of 56-0. As the Bulldogs are going to go to 4-0 in the season. Taking on Selinsgrove. We'll see if we can get a final on that Selinsgrove-Shikellamy game before we leave you. Selinsgrove has trailed for much of that game. 22-14 was the last number we had. And the Seals will be coming here, paced by their very talented 4-year starter quarterback, Logan Libby. We've talked so much about Berwick's secondary, how talented they are and how deep they are, and they will certainly be tested like they have not been this season by that Selinsgrove team next week, regardless of how that Shikellamy game turns out. Garrett Swank is the quarterback for the Comets. He gives off a run to the far side and nothing doing. Running back brought down right at the line of scrimmage. The carry was by the Comets' Liam Stone, a junior, but no gain at the 5.
Antonio Barata coming up from corner, making a nice play on that.
Second down and 10 for Crestwood. Clock running, 6:10 to go in the game. And Berwick with that huge lead. Swank gets the snap, goes to hand off, then has to keep the football after the ball hits the ground, and he will be brought down about the 2, maybe the 3-yard line.
Actually, it bounced around a little bit, and fellow freshman in there, Ryan Petrosky, they just have too many new people. They're bunched together. They're doing that shotgun snap and trying to do 2 or 3 fakes from it. And they're just in a very precarious position as that ball was bouncing around the end zone.
And now Swank will get that snap 5 yards deep in his own end zone. He has it, and he rolls right to throw. And he turns the corner, and he's going to keep it, and he's going to be hit hard as he gets to the 10-yard line. So Swank on the carry, brought down by Berwick's Mason Latar, 5'10", 198-pound junior. So punting situation, Justin Robbins will go deep for Berwick along with Peyton Williams. As punter 5 yards deep in the Crestwood end zone, as they will get a player on late. Chris Kremski will attempt the punt with under 5 minutes to play. Here's the snap. The kick is away. Low line drive kick. Robbins will field it at the 43. Gets by one tackler to the 40, the 35, down the sideline, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and he's in for a touchdown. Justin Robbins, 43 yards, the punt return for a Berwick score. There is a flag down. It's inside the 5-yard line.
Very pretty return. He showed nice moves to get himself to the left side, the Berwick sideline. Spent down, had to weave his way in for the last 15 yards or so. I didn't think he'd reach the end zone, but he did manage to get in.
Yeah, it was rolling along the turf, and it was a debatable situation whether Robbins should pick it up or not. He did, then showed some great moves.
Chop block on the point of Berwick, down around the 3-yard line. That'll nullify the touchdown. That's a shame, because it was a pretty run by Justin Robbins. 5'11", 174-pound junior. As you said, decided he could pick this up safely enough. Returned it. Deliberate running. Nice moves.
Berwick will have it at the Crestwood 19-yard line. The clock begins to run. 4:26 to go in the game. Stick around afterwards. Andy will bring us all the stats. There are lots of numbers on the Berwick side. And Ben Willis bring us updated on the high school football scoreboard. Might not have a lot of finals. This one wrapping up pretty quickly because of the mercy rule situation. This is Ryan Lawbaugh back in there at the quarterback controls. He hands off to the left side and a gain of 3 to the 16-yard line as Maurice Smith, a junior, 5'9", 158-pounder, gets his first carry for the Bulldogs.
Simple play inside the tackles. Berwick not killing themselves to score with game planning and play selection here. Just want to get people some action.
Yeah, and Frank Sheptock at this point, I mean, he wants the players to play because these are guys that normally don't see action on Friday night. But in his heart of hearts, he'd rather they didn't score.
Yeah. Looking at the quarterback, it is Blaine Cleaver in there, Jim.
Cleaver has Maurice Smith behind him in the pistol. Smith gets the call. Big hole off the right side. He squirts down to the 12-yard line. Pick up 4 on the play. 3rd down and 3.
Nice run. David Witt prevented it from being a touchdown. Came through the right side and then broke back left with a nice flashing action. Went there just to take his feet out from under him.
2:50 remaining in this football game. Berwick at the 12-yard line of Selinsgrove, facing 3rd down and 3. As all players looking to the sideline to head coach Frank Sheptock. I wonder how they're gauging how much time left on the play clock. Play clocks have not been in operation all night long. I think at this point the officials giving them the benefit of the doubt. As Cleaver now ready for the 3rd down and 3 call. Gives the ball to Maurice Smith. Tries to bounce it outside. Flag down the play as he gets inside the 5. Another flag down around the goal line. The initial one is a hold against Berwick.
He ends up tackled around the 3-yard line, but he showed real nice speed on the sweeping action. Problem is, as you use that speed to get wide, people are sort of lunging in that direction, and holds are very visible. So a number of flags were thrown there.
So it'll be marked back. When it's all said and done, Berwick will have quite a few penalties, but it didn't have the same feel as it has done in the last couple of weeks.
Much sharper in their execution. It wasn't penalties that were stopping drives. Any of the penalties that are happening here with the second unit, third unit, you can't really count them in to what you're going to see when you're facing a Selinsgrove.
Again, the Berwick offensive players turn toward the sideline for the play call. 1:24 to go as Cleaver drops the shotgun snap and falls on it back at the 26-yard line. So just a couple more snaps, and Berwick will have a very, very impressive win here tonight. Bouncing back from a not-so-impressive win. Remember, this is a Crestwood team that beat Wyoming area by 3. The same Wyoming area that Berwick had to come from behind to beat by 3 last Friday night.
Berwick jumped out to the quick lead, and that really hurts a team's morale if you're Crestwood. And then Berwick's pretty much stumping you, and then your quarterback gets injured. Very tough morale situation for Crestwood to overcome.
Maurice Smith on the carry will get to about the 20-yard line, what will probably be the final play of this football game. Dominating performance by Berwick tonight. They will give it up on downs here. Crestwood will get it, and I don't know that they'll even try to get a snap away. Clock under 20 seconds to go. Bulldogs are going to go to 4-0 in the season. Do an impressive fashion as it winds down. And the final score is Berwick 56 and Crestwood nothing. We'll be back with the scoring, stats, scores of other games. You're listening to Berwick Football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Anderson Ice Company, located on the corner of 2nd Street and Oak Street in Berwick, has been serving Berwick and the surrounding community since 1975. Anderson Ice keeps you cool and your beverages cooler with cubed, crushed, or block ice. Anderson Ice is now offering dry ice upon request. Be sure to visit your local convenience store and stock up on Anderson Ice before any family celebration or holiday. Anderson Ice Company on the corner of 2nd Street and Oak Street in Berwick.
The Mayo Funeral Homes, located at 110 Chestnut Street in Berwick and 77 Main Street in Chickashinny, are proud sponsors of Berwick Bulldog football. The Mayo Funeral Homes, serving all faiths, makes it easier for those you love with pre-arranged funeral counseling, insurance, and pre-financed funerals. Mayo Funeral Homes also offers expert guidance in both traditional and cremation services. Mayo Funeral Homes, perfection in every detail.
The Classic Rock Channel, 103.5.
Hogs Hollow Saloon is the place to get the area's most popular barbecue. All house smoked daily. Smoked pulled pork, ribs, beef brisket, jumbo wings, chicken, and more. Hogs Hollow Saloon is bringing entertainment back to the area 3 nights a week. National tribute bands, local bands, and Wednesday night open mics. Inside dining, outdoor dining on the deck, entertainment inside and out. Be sure to grab the area's original Orange Crush. Hogs Hollow Saloon, Route 93 between Berwick and Orangeville. Check them out on Facebook.
As a community bank, First Columbia Bank and Trust knows the value of helping our young people dream, excel, and reach their goals. For more than 118 years, First Columbia has been committed to helping our communities prosper and our youth succeed. We're proud to invest in our youth through athletics, the arts, and education. First Columbia Bank and Trust, every step of the way.
Your hometown bank, the first place to go for your big time plans. Together we'll grow every step of the way. First Columbia Bank.
Berwick Bulldog football.
Taking a look at the high school football scoreboard this evening. Fourth quarter, Bloomsburg leads Shamokin 20-0. Final, Southern Columbia over Hughesville 57-0. In the fourth, Central Columbia leads Loyalsock 14-7. Danville leads Milton 68-16 in the fourth. Scranton Prep leads Dallas 21-17 in the fourth quarter. Hazleton leads Abington Heights 26-7 in the fourth. Williamsport and Wyoming Valley West are tied 27 in the third. Shicklamy leads Selinsgrove 22-20 late in the third. Valley View leads Pittston 58-20 in the fourth. Mount Carmel leads Montoursville 35-0 in the fourth. North Schuylkill leads Schuylkill Haven 18-17 in the fourth quarter. I'm Ben Willis for Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazleton 103.5.
Berwick down below us to our right, gathered around head coach Frank Sheptock. Bulldogs with a complete performance tonight, blanking Crestwood here at Crestwood Field 56-0. It took just 13 seconds for the Bulldogs to take the lead. They won the toss, deferred to the, elected to receive the kick. And on the first play from scrimmage, a 55-yard touchdown run off the right side by Evan Klinger. Ken Marsh with the extra point. Berwick led 7-0. Later in the quarter, Berwick a 10-play, 88-yard drive. Tegan Wilk a 9-yard touchdown run, capping it off. Alex Force was magnificent tonight at quarterback, hit Evan Klinger for the biggest play on the drive, a 47-yard completion. Eric Montez got his first catch of the season on that drive. Jimmy LeGrand got his first. Ken Marshman with the extra point, 1:55 to go in the first, 14-0 Berwick. Later in that first quarter, Alex Parks with an interception for the Bulldogs. 2 plays, 38 yards for the score. Alex Force, 17-yard pass to Eric Montez, who made a great play, went high in the air, got the ball, broke some tackles, dived toward the pylon for the score. There was also a 21-yard completion on that short drive from Alex Force to Tegan Wilk. Ken Marsh with the extra point, 21-0 after one quarter play, Berwick in the lead. Early in the second quarter, Alex Force, 43-yard touchdown pass to Jared Watts. Bad snap on the extra point attempt, but Berwick led 27-0. Later, with Garrett Swank on for the injured Chase Passman, a quarterback for Crestwood, he had his pass picked off by Tegan Wilk. Wilk's third interception of the season. This one returned 25 yards for the touchdown. Then Berwick decided to put it into the mercy rule after a penalty against Crestwood. Alex Force threw to Joe Norris to make it 35-0 Bulldogs, 10:49 to go before halftime. Later, a 24-yard punt return by Evan Klinger to the 25-yard line of Crestwood. Later, Klinger ended the drive with a 6-yard touchdown run. Marshman with the extra point, 42-0 Bulldogs, and they weren't done yet. One more score, a 39-yard run by Owen Shoemaker with exactly 3 minutes to go in the second. Marshman with the extra point. Berwick went in at the break, leading 49-0. Second half went very, very quickly in the mercy rule mode. Berwick did get one score on the board, 8-play, 74-yard drive. Owen Shoemaker in from 22 yards out. Ken Marshman with the extra point. That came with 4:59 to go in the third. That was the final score of the game. Berwick 56, Crestwood 0. Stats in tonight's game, Andy Ulick.
As expected, lopsided. I have Berwick with 414 yards, and they held Crestwood to 62. Berwick rolled. I mean, it's the first half stats that we gave already that mattered. They kept things down in the shorter second half. But looking individually, the defense did a job. They held Crestwood to 26 yards rushing on 22 plays. So the numbers only improve from what were unbelievable season totals and averages to begin with. 22 for a net of 26 yards. I have Pat Rothers with 5 for 7, Nick Grosick with 6 for 14, Kevin Klusewicz.
No, you didn't.
I do it the Polish way. I'd say Klusewicz, but you got it the American way. 1 for -8 on a reverse. In the second half, Jimmy Hawley had a tote, so did Jimmy McHugh, but got nothing on those. Chase Passman, before his injury, 2 carries for 4 yards at quarterback. And Garrett Swank, who gave a heroic effort for an undersized fellow at 140 pounds. 6 carries in all, 9 positive yards for his team. The quarterbacks combined for just 3 completes and 11 attempts. Berwick had 2 interceptions. In fact, only 1 more complete than interceptions in the course of the game. 36 combined yards in the airway. Passman didn't do that well in his passing. He was just 1 for 5 with an interception. That was to Klusewicz. Klusewicz, a 13-yarder in there. Looking at Garrett Swank, a horrible start. He threw the interception that went for a touchdown, but after that he settled down. And in all, it finishes 2 of 6 for 23 yards, completing passes to Ryan Harding, a 20-yarder, and Paul Feisel for 3. So make it 36 yards in the air, just 26 yards on the ground, a net of 62 yards as Berwick dominated the Crestwood offense. Looking at Berwick, a lot of names and a lot of numbers. I have them with 32 rushes for 195 yards. Make it 219 in the air. And how about the passing? 12 of 13 combined among 3 different throwers, 4 different people playing at quarterback. I even have them individually. Of the 219 yards, Alex Force was 9 of 10 with no interceptions for 186, all in the first half. Damon Beckhorn was 1 for 1, hitting Jared Watts on one that went for a touchdown, but partially called back on penalties. We'll give him 15 yards in the air. Ryan Lawbaugh had 2 second-half passes, completed both of those, combined for 18 yards. And Blaine Cleaver quarterbacked at the end, but they didn't let him throw. So 4 different quarterbacks, 3 of them in the passing stats, combining for 12 of 13, no interceptions, 219 yards. Let's look at those receivers. Damon Beckhorn had a 7-yard catch. Anthony Cisco had a 7-yard catch in the second half. Jake Seeley caught an 11-yarder from Ryan Lawbaugh. Jared Watts was catching from everybody, 3 for 68, and boy, he looks good with his runs after the catch. Joey Lynn, 10-yard catch. Give a 49-yard reception to Evan Klinger out of the backfield. Eric Montez joins in the action with 2 catches, 1 of 10, and a beautiful 17-yard touchdown catch and run. Tegan Wilk took one at wide receiver for 26 yards. Jimmy LeGrand, also one of those H-back tight end, fullback blocking types, he gets an 8-yard reception. So a lot of people in the action in the passing game, combining for 219 yards in the air on 12 of 13 passing. In the running, 195 yards by my count. Evan Klinger, all in the first half, 5 carries for 67. Owen Shoemaker got to stretch his legs in the second half as well. He'll finish with 2 touchdowns, 13 carries, 90 yards. Alejandro Lopez looked good in the closing of the game. 5 carries, 24 yards, a shifty speedster. Damon Beckhorn took one from the Wildcats, snuffed at the line of scrimmage. Maurice Smith toward the end of the game, 3 carries, 14 yards, showed some nice quickness. Tegan Wilk gets a touchdown on a little wide receiver end-around action. The team will take a couple kneel downs. They have them with 2 for -5 as there was sort of a bad snap dropped as well. Blaine Cleaver, 1 carry for -4 yards for him. Alex Forrest, give him a carry for none. Looks like I want to give Ryan Lawbaugh a carry as well, so add him into the action. But in all, Jim, it's lopsided. Berwick really moves its offensive numbers up and its defensive numbers as far down as they had been, as impressive as they had looked. They look even better, and add in the wonderful kicking, as always, from Kenneth Marshman.
It sets the stage for a big meeting with Selinsgrove. We'll find out shortly whether Selinsgrove comes into that game with a perfect record or whether 3-1. They trailed Shikellamy by 2 late in that game. Crestwood with the loss falls to 2-2. They will be at Pottsville for their next action next Friday night. Bulldogs will take a 4-0 record into that game against Selinsgrove. 7 o'clock kickoff here at Crispin Field next Friday. We hope you'll join us for the coverage. It starts, as usual, at the Coach Shep Talk Show at 6. The final again tonight, Berwick 56 and Crestwood nothing. For Andy Lichty and our producer Raven Klein, this is Jim Doyle reminding you heard it live on Classic Rock 103.5.
You've been listening to Berwick Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5. Brought to you by First Columbia Bank and Trust, with you every step of the way. Hogs Hollow Saloon, Route 93 in Berwick. See you after the game. Berwick Dental Arts, quality care for your dental health. Delos Bakery, Frias Avenue in Berwick. The Medicine Shop, East 9th Street in Berwick. Neighbor Fence Company, residential and commercial fencing. Anderson Ice Company, keeping you cool all year long. Home Away from Home Boarding Kennels, a dream getaway for your dog. Harry Sporting Goods, hashtag you need new sneaks. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick, for all your home improvements. Metrocast Cablevision, cutting edge entertainment for the whole family to enjoy. Safe Light Auto Glass, Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace. Mayo Funeral Home of Berwick and Shikshini. The law offices of Lutz and Petty, protecting you. Welsh's Towing and Repair, towing, recovery, and lockout services. ND Accounting and Consulting, your hometown CPA firm. Riverview Block Inc. of Berwick. And by Yannick Real Estate, commercial and residential. Now, let's get